I'm going to say it's a special presentation simply because I'm here with you guys and I feel special that I'm presenting this to you. We got a case. Judge Alex Manning doing her thing. I've got some stuff recorded from earlier today, but I'm hoping here and now we're about to get into a case where you all can hang out. I want to say hello real fast to everybody. Look at that, Bigfoot, 10 months a member. Thank you, Bigfoot. That's a hallelujah. And Bigfoot coming in with 10 bones. Oh, excuse me. 1 bone, 10 months. Good to see everyone. Doug's here. Rose is here. Laura's here. As well as Pike with 2 biggins. Thank you, sir. So we're going to go ahead. Manning is fighting with trying to get these attorneys on the same page. They're trying to. Hello, Leather and Lashes. How's Las Vegas? Hopefully it's treating you well. We're going to go ahead and start that. She's having a little bit of back and forth. Maybe we'll go ahead and get into a TPO. If she doesn't, I've got something ready to go. Make sure you like the video. If you haven't done so already, we appreciate you being here. Let's go.
Only call parties. Well, I only have 2 cases that should be here: an Ivory versus Wilburn and Gore versus Holmes. And the lawyers are in there talking. So do we have Miss Ivory and Mr. Wilburn?
Lambo, good to see you.
I'm here.
All right. So
take your hat off. There you go, Jane.
Joanna, who are you, ma'am?
Joanna.
Good morning, court.
Yikes.
You got horrible audio, ma'am. I can't understand it.
She's doing some of that auto tuning. I heard it's really big with the kids.
Hey, excuse me. My name is Socorro Holmes. I'm in Gar versus Holmes. Joanna is a witness.
Okay.
I will let her know to connect her.
Yeah, you may want to text her because if she's going to be a witness, she's going to have to definitely fix her audio. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. All right. Okay.
I've been done with that.
Miss Ivory, Mr. Wilburn, both of you take yourselves off mute. Raise your right hands.
You said take myself off mute.
That's you, Mr. Garvin. Miss Ivory and Mr. Wilburn. That's where affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Miss Ivory?
I do.
Okay, Mr. Wilburn, take yourself off mute, sir. Okay, Ms. Ivory, I want you to start from the most recent event. So if something happened yesterday, start with yesterday and work backwards and tell me.
Jumping right into it, kids. Hold on.
Or whatever that's happened between you and Mr. Wilburn only, please. Go ahead. And make sure you tell me a date. So it'd be like, the 1st of January, 2023, if you don't know the exact date. So if you say February, you have to make sure you tell me that it's February.
We'll be watching that next day.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, ma'am.
Terminator.
So on the most recent was February 4th. February 5th on a Sunday morning. Mr. Wilburn called me from a random phone number from Missouri. When I answered the phone, he said, "LaPriest, this is Jamie, don't hang up." I hung up on him because we do not have any correspondence. And 10 minutes later, he sent Smyrna police to my house.
So let me stop you. So when he said his name and his voice, you knew it to be him on the phone, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and he sent the police to your house? Go ahead.
Prior to that, October 2022, he sent the police to my house as well in the name of a welfare check for a daughter that we allegedly have together.
Okay.
Allegedly have a daughter together? How do you allegedly have a daughter?
Prior to that, we have not spoken because I do not trust him with her due to a case that happened in 2016 where he was calling himself disciplining her. and she ended up having a big open gash on her forehead.
Ooh.
So let me ask you a question. What other contact has he had with you since, because it says in here that he was charged at some point in your petition with terroristic threats. What other contact has he had with you in the last couple of months? Because it says here that you think, or he has said that he sleeps outside of your house. Tell me about that.
He called and told me about that in May of 2022. He called me saying that he was in the hospital and he was calling to apologize for everything that he has done in the past. And in that conversation, he stated that there are times when he is parked across the street from my house as a way to be with us.
And you told him to stop contacting you in the past?
Yes, I have many times.
And it looks like in here you talk about he's threatened, he's made verbal threats to you. What has he said?
He has, not only has he made verbal threats, but he has also made text, through text messaging. He has threatened to come over and kill me, kill my other daughter, who is not his. He has threatened to kill the father of my other child. He has threatened to kill my mother. He has threatened to rape my stepmother in front of my father.
Thank you, Rose.
He had bond conditions.
Yikes.
Was he in jail here or in Cobb County?
Wow.
I don't know about any recent cases he may have had, but the case concerning me was in 2017. That's when they did a no contact.
Was that in Fulton County?
That was in Cobb.
It was in Cobb County. So was that part of his sentence, not to have any more contact with you?
In 2017, he was told not to have any contact with us. Since then, I guess it has expired per the police officers that came to my house in October.
That was some serious accusations right here. He's out there doing all that.
Okay.
No, Pike, but I saw it. I saw it. Vegas is good. Both still alive. No, attempted to murder each other. Mm-hmm. Still time, though.
1 second.
Yeah, check out our backup channel. We got a case. We got a case exclusively on YouTube. Nothing but cases over there. While Manning's checking through that, I'll say hello, Officer Port Shops here. Again, thank you, Rose, for gifting those memberships. Make sure you have memberships turned on. So if someone gifts them, you can get one for free.
Okay, what the text messages? What did the text messages say, and how did you know they were from him?
He is in my phone under his phone number and name, and quote, Joe in the danger zone. Pull him can I cuss?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Joe in the danger zone. Pull him the fuck up off my daughter before I lay down a smooth stalk and follow. I know how to lurk, and that's what it's going to come to if you don't undo your mess.
And so, what you said, so it's a crazy question, but what did those words that he said mean to you?
It seemed like a bunch of
it meant that he was threatening me. I took it as a threat.
Okay.
I have more.
Okay, go ahead.
All the way to the danger zone, by the way. Highway to...
And I told him, please stop texting me. And then he states, You took my daughter from me and gave her to Joe because you thought that nigga made you look good.
I'm sorry.
You would
I'm
rather
sorry.
be represented by him than me. It's a lot.
Better. Listen to look at what we're getting. Michael, good to see you.
When's the last time he's texted you a threat?
2017.
Okay. But in the most recent, the contact he's had with you in February.
February 5th is
2017.
when he called or attempted to call. And when I heard that it was him on the phone, I hung up on him. I didn't give him a chance to speak. And then 10 minutes
Sharon
later,
and Rick?
Smyrna police was at my door.
Okay, did he try to have any contact with you in January?
No.
Okay, Mr. Woodland, go ahead. I'll hear from you, sir.
So
You're on mute, sir. So you gotta take yourself off mute.
this ought to be good. A lot of accusations towards
Can you hear me
Mr.
now, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Wilburn.
Okay. All right. First of all, everything that she just told you was something that did occur in 2017. I went to court, and when I went to court about it, I was sentenced to 3 years probation. When I went to court, because I got other children, and my daughter with LaFreeze know my other children, and they always asking about it. So I asked the judge during the process of the hearing, how did I go about that? He said, well, Mr. Wilburn, I'm not telling you to stay away from your child. I'm telling you and LaFreeze, y'all need to stay away from each other. And at that time, he asked both attorneys to step outside and call LaFreeze to see if she wanted to no contact, basically if I could see my daughter. She said no. They came back in the courtroom, told the judge. The judge sentenced me to 3 years probation, no contact, and I didn't call her not one single time in those 3 years, Your Honor. I didn't call her one single time. Now some of the things she said that I did say. I ain't gonna lie about it. But one thing about it, Your Honor, me and LaFreeze, we don't always talk to each other that kind of way. When I got to court, I was able to show the judge similar text messages that she sent to me, talking crazy like I was. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually glad that we came to court because it's a lot of things that I felt like really needed to come out involving this situation. Now, I didn't. The reason that I contacted the police, this was something that Miss Ivory started. I called Miss Ivory a few years ago. I told her that I wanted to take my baby to Mississippi so she could meet her people. She said, okay, Your Honor.
Her people.
When I got over there to get my daughter.
It's all fake lie. I'm sorry. That is a lie. I'm sorry.
Ivory, I'll let you respond as soon as he finishes. Go ahead, sir.
So, I went over her house, pick up my daughter. Not only did she have her bag packed, Your Honor, but she also put her seatbelt in my car and fastened her seatbelt and kissed her bye and introduced herself to my friend. And it was all good. Wasn't nobody mad.
Things at breakfast.
I thought I had a blessing. And, I didn't go over there and kidnap my child or take my child. She gave her to me. So when we get to Mississippi, which we was going to stay Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we was coming back Monday, I got a call from the GBI. They called my phone. It's our understanding that you have your daughter and you didn't have the mother's permission to take her to Mississippi. I said, no, that's not correct. And the whole reason that she called them, Your Honor, was because she called me in Mississippi and she wanted to speak to our daughter, but she was asleep. And I think she got mad about that and just talked to something else. So I told the GBI lady, she said, well, I'm not going to do a Amber Alert because it don't meet the qualification. She does know y'all in Mississippi, so it's not like she don't know what her daughter is. I need to bring your daughter home first thing Monday morning. I said, okay.
Thank you, Lambo.
When I got on
Thank
the
you,
road,
Michael.
Your Honor, I called that lady back from the GBI. We talked all the way from Mississippi till I got to Georgia. I told that lady, I said, listen, ma'am, I said, my daughter's mom about to pull up and get my daughter. I said, I don't want no further problems. I don't want that said. I did something I didn't. I said, so can you stay on the phone while we do the exchange, while she get my daughter for me? She said, that's a good idea. She stayed on the phone. When Miss Ivory pulled up, she jumped out the car, hostile, violent. Fuck that bitch you with, cussing me out, cussing my folks out, who was very polite to her. And when she left, I got right back on the phone with the lady from the GBI. She said, "Is that Miss Ivory?" I said, "Yes, it is." She said, "I would have never believed that." She said, when she called me and told me about the situation, she sounded like the innocent victim. She said, "We also have very good officers in Smyrna. And when I sent them over to the house to see what was going on, she said it was more her mother complaining and wanted to do this than she actually did." So when I called the police and sent the police over to my daughter's house to check on her, I wasn't being facetious. I wasn't trying to be nasty. I wasn't trying to get on her nerves. Me and Miss Ivory, we've been broke up. It hasn't been no personal relationship between us since 2008, Your Honor. I ain't been no talk about no relationship or nothing like that. My only concern is my daughter. I talked to the priest. I talked to her not too long ago. Matter of fact, I took my daughter's shoes over there. It wasn't no problem. Last year for her birthday, I took her some roses, some candy, and some other stuff. It wasn't no problem. I knock on the door. The priest will come to the door. Cordial most times. Is my daughter here? Yeah, and we're handling it like that. Now the reason I sent the police up to her house was because me and LaPriest had talked. And I said, LaPriest, I said, I really want to hear from my daughter more often. Let's work something out.
I keep thinking he's saying the priest.
She's getting older now, and I want her to know, I'm here for her. Now we agreed on that, but I would call the priest. I called her 7 times in the past few months, but it was always about my daughter. I would ask her, what's running night? Either she ain't home from school or she's doing something else. Okay, cool. Well, can you ask her to call me when she gets a chance? And I said,
Mr. Wilbur, let me ask you a question. Do you have parenting time with your daughter?
I did. When she was first born, her mother was working from the house. I was babysitting her while her mama was working. She come over.
So your daughter wasn't born while y'all weren't married when your daughter was born, right?
No, sir.
Okay, did you go to court and get a judge to sign a piece of paper that says, you're the daddy and this is the times you get to see your daughter every other weekend, rotate holidays and things like that?
No, we ain't did that, Your Honor. And the reason that we had to do that was because, we was kind of sort of dealing with each other. And Your Honor, before I want to address something else. Whenever I get my daughter come with me, LaPriest know I got other children. LaPriest know my other children. Whenever my daughter acts out or she get in her little mood or whatever, I always call her mother. That's the first thing I do. Period. I call her mama. LaPriest, okay, this is what's going on. What do I need to do? And she'll tell me, Jamie, you her father. You handle it the best way you can. Why you calling me? And so, Your Honor, I always take my kids in the bathroom and talk to them behind closed doors. And that's what I did.
Bathroom chats with Dad.
Took my daughter and got her hair done. And she had this one long plait in the front of her that came down her forehead because she had long braids. And I was talking to her because she threw something at me. And I was talking to her about that. Yes, I was chastising my child about that. And I caught myself taking off my belt like I was going to scare her or something a little bit to try to make her understand I wasn't playing, I was serious. And when I pulled my belt off, it wrapped around that braid in front of on her head right there, and it popped the bead back into her forehead. The first thing I did, Your Honor, I called the priest and I told her what happened. I told her what happened, and when she came over to get our daughter, she was like, "Oh, I thought it was worse than what you described. That's okay." And when we was working together, it was okay. We was getting through that. Then her mother jumped out the car. He hit her in the head with a belt buckle. He attacked her. He did this. He did that. And all that wasn't even true.
Shadow.
Okay. So
I'm not here.
What you probably need to do, Mr. Wilburn, is go and do a legitimation case so that you'll have certain times where you can have parenting time with your daughter. And that way the two of you won't have to communicate about when or what. Now, okay, Ms. Ivory, just let me ask a question. So you heard from him in February. Prior to February of this year, when is the last time you'd heard from him before that?
I'm sorry, I could not understand your question, Your Honor.
You heard from him in February of this year. Prior to this February, when's the last time you heard from him prior to that?
October. That's when he sent the police to my house. October 2022, he sent Smyrna police to my house stating that he was my ex-husband.
Okay,
My
hold on.
He hasn't heard from me
ex-husband.
in a while, and that he was concerned.
All right, hold on one
That's
second.
when I found out that protective order was expired.
Hold on one second. So, Mr. Martinez, Ms. Jones, did you folks work out an agreement?
I
or
was
did you
making
need a
sure.
hearing?
We need a hearing, Judge.
Okay, okay. I'll be finished
While they're
just a
talking
second.
about needing a hearing, Angela,
right,
good
so-
to see you.
Here's the thing, Miss Ivory, Mr. Wilson. One, you guys need to y'all need to be able to get along for the sake of your daughter. Mr. Wilson, she doesn't want you to call her. But don't make phone calls out there to check on the welfare of your daughter if you honestly don't do anything, if you don't believe anything's wrong. One, it ties up police that need to go on true emergency calls. If by chance you thought something was wrong with your daughter or your daughter was in danger, fine. But if you're just doing it just to do it, stop. That's taking, an officer or two off of the street to respond to something like that. It's domestic, it really doesn't even need to be dealt with if both of you just act like you both care about your daughter more than you do one another. So I don't find that this is going to meet the threshold because it was only one time, but Mr. Wilbur, so I'm going to deny this. But Mr. Wilbur, you need to stop calling Miss Ivory. Stop going around her, file your paperwork in court so that you can get parenting time with your daughter. And that way the two of you do not have to communicate with each other at all.
All right.
Time you'll get to see your daughter, and that way, because Miss Ivory obviously doesn't want to talk to you.
Yeah, now, can I say this, Your
There's
Honor?
a lot of background noise. I can't hear you.
Okay, I said I'm not putting it in place because it doesn't meet that threshold, but I told him not to call you, that he needs to file a legitimation case, get a set parenting time with y'all's daughter, and then go about it. And then y'all don't have to deal with one another. And I've told him, don't reach out to you, Miss Ivory. You don't want to talk to him.
Well, a lot of
He's
people
at the
have said
Denny's.
that multiple times, and he keeps doing it, Your Honor.
Okay, well, I'm telling him this time.
2015,
Tell us.
Mr.
Hold on,
2015.
But it was, stop. It was October, then February. So that's a really big gap. Mr. Wilbur, I am
Let me say
telling you.
one thing.
No,
Let
I
me
don't
say
want you. I
one
want you to listen. I want you to listen. Now I gotta mute you. All right. So I want you to listen. You need to go get your child, go to court and get a legitimation order. That will give you parenting time with your daughter, and you don't have to communicate with Miss Ivory anymore. It's just you'll have time with your daughter, because people think they can get along and, oh, we'll just work it out. Well, obviously you don't work it out. You're not getting along. So unfortunately, you're going to have to go before a judge, be in front of that judge for however long, and that judge is going to make a determination on that day, just seeing that little snapshot of the both of your lives, on when you have time with your daughter. And this is because the both of you haven't been able to work it out. And trust me, that's the last thing that we want to do, because I get a snapshot of your lives. Then I've got to make these life-altering decisions. But y'all bring it to me and I will do it. But Mr. Wilbur, go get a lawyer, do what you got to do, get the time so that you have set times when you can see your daughter. But don't reach out to Miss Ivory anymore. She doesn't want to hear from you, okay? All right.
Miss Ivory
Both
having
of
a
you
good
can
old
go
time.
ahead, put your email in the chat, and you can both go ahead and leave the meeting. And I'm gonna.
All right, while she's getting us ready for another case, Power Stroke, good to see you. I thought it was really weird, the whole, she went with the alleged daughter. That's you kind of don't expect that, especially if the guy's paying like child support or something. No, Creed will not be with us until the chase today. He is doing work for his business that pays all the bills at his house. So, and there's going to be more days like today, because Creed's going to be doing more work with that, getting that going, him and Emily working on it together. And yeah, so let's see what we got going on here.
So Ms. Jones, do you want an opening, or do you just want to go straight into testimony?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm representing the petitioner who's asking the court for a 12-month order protecting him and his minor child from the respondent because of acts of family violence. He's also seeking for sole use of the marital residence.
Okay. Mr. Martinez, anything?
Yes, Judge, we would like to
May not.
counterclaim because we believe we have evidence showing that Mr. Gar was the one that initiated the family violence in November, I believe is what it is. And that we would also be asking the court for attorney's fees at the close of this
Nancy.
case.
Well, got two attorneys,
And
guys.
Was a
This ought
copy
to
of
be
the
interesting.
answer and counterclaim filed on Ms. Holmes and or Ms. Jones? I'm not sure she was in the case then.
We did file an answer, I believe. I was just looking at it on
Okay.
Odyssey.
And then
Courtney.
did you ask for a counterclaim? Or did you?
No,
just file-
ma'am.
Okay.
I didn't get the petition.
You just filed an answer. You didn't ask for a TPO against.
Oprah
Yes.
in
Okay.
heaven.
Because
All right.
there's a
Know
divorce,
my
and
name.
like my client has filed for a divorce, and we just believe that
If
this
it was Oprah in heaven.
is just something Mr. Gar is using to give him a leg up on this divorce case.
Sure. Now, what I'm trying to figure out is if I need to hear a counterclaim for a TPO against Mr. Gar. But your answer is no. So, Ms. Jones, go ahead, call your first witness.
All right, getting into it, kids. I'll limit my
It's
conversation.
Ms. Joanna, whose witness is that?
But
Is
thanks
that yours,
again.
Ms. Jones, or you, Mr. Martinez?
Thanks again to Michael and twice to Lambo for sitting
It's
over.
not mine, Judge. Is it ours, Ms. Holmes? Is that your mother?
Joanna is my cousin. She's our
Oh.
witness.
Okay, I just didn't know whose witness it was, and if it was Ms. Jones, I was gonna ask if she wanted to take her first. So go ahead, Ms. Jones, you wanna call Mr. Gar?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr.
Um,
Gar, take yourself off mute.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
I'm here, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead, Ms. Jones.
Sam Gar.
has everyone been sworn in already?
Yes, that's where everybody in.
Okay. Mr. Gar, how are you related to the respondent?
I'm related to the respondent during the marriage.
Okay, so Mr. Gar, you're sitting close to something, either your phone,
Dearly beloved,
some other
beloved,
piece of
beloved.
electronic
Big
equipment.
guy
that's
here,
big
here for
feedback
this
when
thing
you
called
talk.
life.
Okay.
You need to move that away from you. Or if somebody's standing near you, then they need to move.
Are you recording this?
One moment, Your Honor.
Okay.
How about, can you hear me a little better?
Yeah, well, it was just the feedback. I didn't mean that you had to go outside.
Sorry about that.
Okay,
Okay, I'm sorry. Give me one moment to try another room. So,
Mr. Wilburn, do you need something?
Yeah, I'm
You're on mute,
hungry.
sir.
Mr. Wilburn coming in hot. What's he got?
You're on mute, Mr. Wilburn.
okay. Is that a little better, Your Honor?
Yes, sir, hold on. Mr. Wilburn, what is it that you need, sir? You can leave, we're finished. You're on mute, Mr. Wilburn, I can't hear you.
Does anybody want anything from this Shoney's that I'm at right now? Anybody? Mr. Wilburn just holding up court.
Mr. Wilburn, okay, we're finished. Mr. Wilburn, okay, go ahead, I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead for Mr. Gar.
Okay. All right. Yes, ma'am. I am here.
All right, go ahead, Ms. Jones.
Yes, Mr. Gar, how are you related to the respondent?
Related to the respondent through marriage. It's my wife.
Related through marriage.
Okay, do you two reside in the same residence?
Yes, we were residing in the same residence until the TPO was put in place. So we're no longer in residence.
Oh God, his connection is terrible.
Do you and the respondent share any children?
15-month-old, and we have one on the way.
Okay, and in this TPO, you're alleging that acts of violence occurred between you and the respondent, is that correct?
Yes, acts of violence have occurred. Last act was actually on my birthday, 11/15, where my wife got mad and pushed me into the wall.
Okay, have any acts of violence occurred between the respondent and the minor child, to your knowledge?
You're fine, Gary.
I would say there's been some neglect that led to the child being injured. Absolutely.
Okay, and how old is the minor child?
15 months.
Okay. What is the first act of violence between you and the respondent that you can recall?
It goes back to, I believe, 2016, where
Kind of
my
going
wife.
in and out. And you speak up a little bit, Mr. Gar.
Okay, sorry. Yes, ma'am. So absolutely, it goes back to 2016, where my wife was upset about disagreement we had, and she threw a candle at the ground at my apartment, cracked it. And then the most recent episode where she was upset about a discussion we were having, she didn't agree, and she pushed me into the wall while I was going to wash laundry.
And when, okay, so according to your TPO, there was an incident of violence that occurred in November 15, 2022.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct. That's the
Could,
incident she did push me into the wall
She
while
does
I
look
was on my way
scary.
to wash laundry.
could you tell me more what happened on that day?
Yes, ma'am. So we had a discussion because my wife had been irritated from just like postpartum, and I've been trying to get her to get some help. But she had told me she had been feeling unlike herself, so I've been trying to be a supportive husband for my wife, for my family, for my daughter, and she had told me that she wanted to go get help, and she had become real angry and upset just at literally everything that I would say to her, recommend. um, we were talking downstairs. We had
Bingo.
a disagreement, and when we went upstairs to talk in private, where we were having a discussion, she didn't agree with me. She got mad. She ran up on me really fast, and she pushed me. I said, "Miss Cora, please stop. What are you doing?" And then she charged me again. And that time she pushed me, and I fell into the wall, and it put a split, like a crack in the wall.
Cheap ass
Okay.
drywall.
And were you injured during this altercation?
I mean, my side was sore, like my hip bone and my side was sore a little bit, but with her being pregnant, I didn't want to call the police or anything like that on her. I just wanted to try to help my wife get help and make sure my family was safe.
And when did your wife give birth to your child?
She gave birth to Skylar on 11/23/2021.
Gary! Thank you, Gary.
And so she was pregnant so she's currently pregnant.
Yeah, she's currently pregnant. She got pregnant, we went on vacation, and she told me that she was on her birth control. She stopped taking it, and
That
then
old trick.
that's how she got pregnant again. And then later on, she told me I stopped taking the birth control because my body felt different. But no, I didn't tell you.
Okay. And in your TPO, you mentioned another incident of violence on February 7, 2023. Can you tell me more about that?
Yes, ma'am. So the incident occurred. Actually, she had been talking to me about her having suicidal ideations and thoughts. She had even mentioned it to my family. And I become very concerned just because of the actions I had seen her display for her, the unborn baby, as well as our 15-month-old Skylar. And what happened was I got so concerned that I was like, I need to go talk to her mom because nobody, my wife won't go. And she's been telling me that she's going to go out and trying to encourage her to go to get
Sarge.
some help, some grief therapy for the passing of her father, as well as some postpartum therapy also. So I went to talk to her mom, and I asked my mother to go with me for emotional support, with her being a nurse and her and Cora being really close before everything took place. And what happened was the discussion with her mom, I thought it went over well, but when I left, hours later, Sakura came home and she was very upset. She came in the house reporting, saying that, saying you called me an unfit mom. I told her to score. No, I never said you were an unfit mom. I just said I wanted you to get help because you haven't been yourself, and I'm worried about you. I'm worried about the baby. I'm worried about us. And she went into my parents' room while they're in the process of packing stuff up to move, started recording the video, just really looking to make a point, telling while she was on video saying this room is unfit for a 1-year-old, it's unfit for a 1-year-old. That's when I walked in, I said, "Hey, Cora, don't do that. That's not right. Come out of my parents' room." And she wouldn't come out. She continued to record. So that's when my mom came down the hallway and she saying, "Cora, come out my room, come out my room." And then, when my mom came in, she saw Cora recording with her phone. So she just reached for the phone And I was like, Mom, stop. Don't even
Don't
try
do
to
that.
stop. Just stop. Don't even mess with her. Because she's looking for a reaction, And that's when she fell back on the bed by herself and nobody under her or around her. Started yelling assault. She went outside and called the police. The police came to the home. They responded. They did an evaluation on her, both the family. They got both sides. And that's when they determined that Sakura was not mentally stable. And they wanted to do a 1013. Even after she called the police on my mother to try to get her arrested, I said, I'm not going to take it that way because I used to be a pharmaceutical sales rep for 9 years. I understand mental health. I worked at Georgia Regional. Mental health
Seems
is
that way.
health.
So far, too sweet.
So I just wanted to protect my wife. I wanted to protect my daughter. I wanted to protect them to make sure my family was safe. So the officer and the EMT asked me, could I go to the hospital with Sakura? Could I take her? I said, yes. That's when Sakura then asked to have a moment on the phone with her mother in private. She called her mother. Her mother and her stepfather came to the home. Her stepfather talked to me while I was outside. Sakura ran in the house. She took the baby and they jumped in the car with her mom and they hurried up and drove off before we could even talk. And they went from us wanting to get help to her now taking the baby away. So I was concerned about
Discord,
my daughter because of
baby.
the strange things that Sakura had been doing, like leaving her on the bed unattended while she's outside in the 2-story home. And I was worried about my baby falling off the bed. I would come home and I would see her upstairs on the bed by herself. And so I was concerned, but at the end of the day, I still wanted to get my wife help. And I just wanted my baby to be safe. I just wanted to keep my family in a safe situation. So that's when I then took out the TPO just because of the really strange behaviors I had been seeing from Sakura. I was worried. And my hope was that during that time,
He's in a mess.
TPO being in place, that Sakura would go get help because she had been telling me I'm going to go get help. I know I need help. And she's even talked about the suicidal thoughts over and over again. So that's the situation that happened that day.
Well, that was a lot, bud.
Your Honor, my client would like to submit a copy of the police report as evidence.
Are you gonna share your screen? Let Mr. Martinez see it?
Yes.
Sam does seem like a bit of a pushover. I mean, no disrespect to Sam, but my God, did he just let it go, didn't he? I was waiting for him to start crying.
Can everyone see the screen?
Yeah, we can all
So
see
this
it.
is a copy of the police report from February 7th, 2023.
Yeah, they had something going on. I don't know what it was, but I didn't want to say too much about what was happening.
So this is the narrative, 212. Oh, sorry, this is 212. I mean, this is the wrong one.
Enjoy the Walmart. I
Um,
haven't been there in forever. Coon's age.
1 second, Your Honor. Okay, yes, I got. So this is saying the narrative for this police report is saying that they arrived at the home and what Ms. Holmes told the police is that Ms. Guard entered her room and began recording. She asked it to stop. Ms. Holmes refused to leave and a small tussle started between the two. Ms. Guard, with Mr. Guard and his mother. Mr. Guard stated that Ms. Holmes was not acting normally. Mr. Guard provided a recording where Ms. Holmes was saying that she was crying, that when she would be driving her vehicle, she just wanted to end it. Mr. Guard said that something was wrong with his wife and that she suffered from depression and they were out looking for her when they arrived at the home. Both parties advised the police that Ms. Holmes had a firearm on her. So then the police interviewed Ms. Holmes and removed the weapons from her, and an ambulance was called to see if she wanted to go to the hospital. She said that she did, and she changed her mind a few times. So also when the officers observed the recording that Ms. Guard showed showing assault, he recorded that he did not observe any assault in that incident. He only saw, and he did not see any markings or bruising on Ms. Holmes that would have resulted from an assault.
Okay. Go ahead.
Look, I know postpartum is it's pretty serious, and then if she
And,
did get in that situation, she definitely should reach out and get some help, and
I
definitely not
do have
get
to stop
pregnant
sharing,
again.
stop sharing.
But
I believe
she's
my
already
client
pregnant
also
again.
has audio that he wanted to share of Ms. Gar saying that she wanted to commit suicide.
I saw
We
that.
object to
I saw
that, Judge. That was like, there's no foundation between that. Also, I believe that that video is a video recording based on the Georgia video statute. It is let's see. I believe
You
that,
go- you
is
go
it the
shelf the mic.
conversation between her and her grandmother and Mr. Gar's mom?
Who's in the who's the conversation with Mr. Gore?
Yes, ma'am.
Thieves.
She was having a conversation with my mother about
Okay,
am
were
I
you, hold on,
suicide. for
hold
the
on,
fifth-
hold on, stop.
I'm sorry.
Were you part of that conversation?
At that moment, no, ma'am.
Okay, then I don't want to hear it.
Mm.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Jones. I can't hear that. It's between her and someone else, not her and Mr. Gore.
Yes, Your Honor. So, Mr. Gar, you allege another incident of abuse against a minor child on February 11th. Can you tell me more about that?
Yes, ma'am. So when I got Skylar back from the child retrieval, when I received her back, she had 3 major lumps on her forehead, some major bruising. She just wasn't herself for a few days at a time. Just really cranky, really whiny, crying in her sleep a lot, which she never does. But the biggest concern to me was the 3 major humps she had on her forehead, with dark coloration around it and bruising.
And did you have your daughter evaluated by a doctor?
Yes, ma'am.
And
And what was the result of the evaluation?
Let's see here. I have the paperwork. They looked at it and notated it as alleged child abuse.
alleged,
Let's see here, the documentation.
like the daughter of the last guy, allegedly. Do us a favor if you haven't yet liked this video, guys. Do us a really good favor. We would appreciate
And
that.
I object to this. We can't see this report.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Gore,
I'll be happy
if
to.
you read
Mr.
it,
Gore.
I gotta be able to see it.
Yes, ma'am.
You can't just
I can,
hold it up.
I'll be happy to.
I'm sorry,
upload
Your
it.
Honor, I can share my screen. I didn't know you, I didn't see him uploading it. 1 second.
Yeah, that's really sick. If somebody hurts a baby, 15-month-old, allegedly. Objection, hearsay.
Hold on
Should have
1
brought you in as
second.
the attorney.
Mm,
Yeah, Sam softer than baby poop.
How do I do that? All right.
Yeah,
Should be
she's
on my
pregnant
screen
again.
now.
Not good.
There we go. I believe the narrative is on the last page. Mm. And Mr.
My
Gard,
God, they
this
checked
report,
everything.
did it detail any abuse that the doctor noticed?
Kid's got eczema.
Yes, ma'am. The doctor did notate alleged child abuse.
Alleged. That again, but what were the injuries that would
Did
cause?
notate that they were concerned about the lumps and the bruising and the dark coloration on the forehead.
Okay, there we
Okay.
go. Flush it while they're not talking. Hallelujah. Sorry, I can't pause this today because this is happening live. So, but we got some other videos we will jump
Where is
to.
there's
It's on the last 2
Flush,
pages.
hallelujah.
Hmm.
A lot of paperwork there, bud. I'm guessing this is going to set the
I mean, this
table
is like-
for a.
I just want to see. I really don't want all this being shared.
I'm
Some
trying
child.
to get to the page on.
Him wanting
Okay,
to
so
get
stop sharing
the
your screen. until you
babies.
get to that page. This is medical record. This is
Okay.
live stream, so this isn't-
1 second.
Flushes on the Freaky Friday Express.
That looked like that was something where the mother took the child to the doctor.
No, ma'am. That was me, Your
Talking to
Honor.
your lawyer. Because it said, mom says the child says like 10 words. I mean,
The child can work.
No, the narrative says, the dad and the paternal mother came today.
well, I see one that says, mom says child says 10 words. I mean, so
I don't recall seeing that, Your Honor.
I'm guessing not.
1 second.
if you can redact something and only show where it says that
Mavis.
there's alleged child, I mean, no,
Put your hand down.
where it says alleged child abuse. I mean, what? And the date.
Right here, Your Honor. So suspected
Ooh, look right
victim
there.
of child physical abuse. Right here.
Look at the
No,
next
all right,
line.
you stop sharing now.
Okay. So, Mr. Gar, you sent photos of your child's injuries and you also took her for an examination at her physician, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the result of that examination?
The result of the examination was they were very concerned, and that's how they were able to determine the child abuse by the physical evidence.
Hey, look out.
Thank you, Mr. Gar. So, you've mentioned a few times that you believe that your wife is suffering from postpartum depression.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that correct? Would you be able to explain why you believe that?
Absolutely, yes, ma'am. She has told me herself that she hasn't felt like herself for over 8 months now. That she doesn't want to be here no more, that she thinks about ending it. Just even when we first came home with the
So
baby,
she's suicidal.
my wife was hands off for the first 13 months. So when I started to see her get involved, it really made me happy and excited. But then I just started to see like the action she was taking with her, like just it's sad. You talk about leaving her in her crib while she's like screaming and crying really hard, sending me videos of it while I'm at work. Like, it's really, really hurtful. I would come home and she would be in the room by herself, crying with the lights off and the doors closed, and she would be in a separate room, and I would go in and pick her up, and she would come in there yelling at me like, "Why are you picking her up? Let her find her way around." I said, "Well, baby, it's dark. You know what I'm saying?
Time
It's,
to
it's dark in the room, and she can't. She's
training
a
the
baby.
child to be a
If
Navy
she's crying,
SEAL.
she needs to be consoled. She either needs food or milk. She needs to be picked up and be consoled, or she needs to be changed." So it just made me really concerned because I know that's not her. And like I said, I'm not trying to make her look like a bad person. But at the end of the day, I just wanted my wife to get help so she can be well and our daughter could be safe, our family could be safe.
Thank you, Mr. Gar. On your TPO, you also have another incident of violence that occurred on February 11, 2023. Could you tell me more about what happened on that day?
On February 11th, the only thing that I called the police for that day is because that was the day that I recovered Skylar. I got her back.
100%.
And I just wanted to notate that the bruising on her forehead. So that's when I called back to ask them to come back out to take a look at her, because that's when I had just got her back from my wife after she had took the baby and ran off for 5 days.
There's nothing funny or fun about this case, by
That
the
was the
way.
night that we were supposed to go to the hospital. She took her and she ran off. And when I got her back days later, that's when she had the humps and the bruises on her forehead. So I just called to make sure that was documented, because I was hoping that things would work out where I could, show her like, babe, it's okay. Let's get help. We can get help together and get through this. But I just wanted to make sure my baby was safe at the end of the day.
Okay, Mr. Gar, Respondents Council has mentioned that you and your wife are in the process of a divorce. Were you aware of that?
No, ma'am, this is the first time I've heard of it.
Have you been served in the divorce?
No, ma'am.
Have you and your wife spoken about getting a divorce?
No, man, we've not. She did come by,
Hate to break it
what
to
was
you,
it,
Sam.
2
Sounds
days
like she's
ago
leaving you, bud.
to come to the house. Said she needed to retrieve some items, but she walked around the home recording a video and telling everybody in the house, if you take anything out the house, it's a felony. Don't touch nothing in here. Don't touch nothing. Don't leave with nothing. And she told me, she recorded my mom and says, and I'm gonna have a warrant out for your arrest. Even then, I looked at her and she looked at me. I said, "Score, I still love you. I want you to get help. I want you to get help so we can be a family." Yeah. And she looked at me. She said, "You should have never went to my mom. You talked to my mom and to try to give me help. Went left. Now it's too late." I said, "Okay," but she did not mention divorce.
Mr. Gart, so there has been a TPO in place. To your knowledge, has Ms. Holmes violated the conditions of the TPO?
From my knowledge, yes, ma'am. I know when the TPO was served, the sergeant asked
It's very
Sakura
important to
to
get help right away if you
contact
suffer
me.
from postpartum.
Not contact me, I'm sorry, but contact the police and have them contact me to set up a time that will work for both of us. Um, she has yet to have them call me. She just shows up with the police at the door. And then it's been 5 times. Out of the 5 times, 3 I wasn't even on the premises. And they asked me if I would let her in to get her items. Each time I wasn't there, I still let her in because I just want the best for her. So even when we're not being there those 3 times, I still let her go in and get belongings.
So, Mr. Gart, is it your testimony that Ms. Holmes has violated the TPO order on 5 occasions since
It would seem,
February, I believe, 7th?
Sharon, it would seem.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Jones, what day was she served?
I believe it was February 3rd, or let's see,
That was
February 8th.
February 8th. So since February 8th.
Okay, go ahead with your question.
100%, Sally. This is a rough one to watch, especially when you know there's kids
That's all of my
involved.
questions for Mr. Gart this time, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Martinez, Cross?
Yes, just a few questions, Judge. Um,
Go ahead, McCoy.
Start with the 11/15 incident, Mr. Gart. So you were pushed into a wall by your wife, is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, that's correct.
How much so your wife was pregnant at the time, correct?
That's correct.
And how tall is she?
She's maybe about 3 inches shorter than me, 5'5".
And approximately how much did she weigh?
Last time we went to the doctor, she was 216. I'm 210.
All right. And what do you do for work, Mr. Gar?
I'm a tow truck. I'm actually a record service owner operator.
So a pretty physical job.
That's correct.
So would you say you're a strong man?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
very, very
Hang
much
in
so.
there,
I'm
Elvis.
very tired when I get home also. Yes, sir.
And your wife pushed you to the ground.
No, sir. I said she pushed me into the wall. So I didn't say she pushed me to the ground.
Okay. And you didn't retaliate at all?
So no, so I can tell you she pushed me into the wall. She pushed me the first time. I said, "Support, please stop." She came and pushed me again. I put my hands out to try to block her and keep her off me. And pushed her hands
I
down.
think that's what he was going
And
with.
that's when I was like, "Score, stop." And then she walked away and I walked out the room and I continued washing my clothes. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
She does not look 216 at all. I'm trying to figure out where it's at. She has a very thin face.
2016, the candle incident, she threw a candle where?
She threw a candle in my apartment bathroom. 3 in the morning, shattered the glass, and I asked her to leave.
She threw it on the ground, like shattered it on the ground
Yes, sir. She shattered it on the ground in the bathroom.
in the bathroom. And then And then speaking of the incident that started the TPO with your mother and your wife, you said that you walked into the room first to try to stop Socorro?
My wife walked into the room. I walked in behind her and I was talking to her. And then, yes, my mom heard her in the room. And then she was asked her to come out before she walked in. That's correct.
Has to be.
Would you be surprised if a video showed otherwise?
More than welcome to play the video. I'm confident in what
No,
I saw.
I'm just asking if you'd be surprised. If it
Yeah,
showed-
no, I witnessed the video. I saw it. I was there with Sakura, and I was there for the whole incident that I tried to get my wife to get help. Absolutely.
You're fine, JG.
And then you said that the police said she was mentally unstable and wanted to 1013 her, but that's nowhere in the police report, correct?
From the sergeant's words,
We want to hear
yes,
what the
they
sergeant
did try
said.
to.
Yeah,
I'm
the
sorry.
police report. The police report.
Police report. No, but the ambulance was called to have her evaluated, which they did ask the 1013 her, and she.
Just the, yeah, just.
Okay.
Um,
I'm sorry. Did I answer your question?
yes, thank you, Mr. Gar.
Where's this video? Were we just teasing?
And then the 3 lumps on her forehead. How soon after picking up your daughter did you call the police?
I called them within 30 minutes to an hour.
Minutes to an hour. And why didn't you provide pictures to your attorney for this, of this?
I have pictures. I sent them to my attorney. I was just having a hard time sending them, but I literally have no problem if I need to send them, upload them. However, I can definitely do that. Absolutely. And the pictures also were notated by the medical office.
And then, has a doctor ever diagnosed your wife with postpartum depression?
I don't know. She doesn't tell me much about her medical file no more, but but she has seen 2 doctors and been on medication. And
She
So,
looks so angry.
To your knowledge, has your wife been diagnosed by a doctor with postpartum depression?
she's been diagnosed with depression for sure.
Okay, but you said that you believe she has postpartum depression. To your knowledge, has a doctor diagnosed her?
Yes, yes.
What doctor?
Was it her? I believe it's her OB.
OBGYN?
So give me a minute. I can locate that information once.
It's fine that we're in the hearing now. I just wanted to know where you're getting your information from.
Okay.
How long ago did you find out from the OBGYN?
I don't know, maybe a couple weeks. I have my suspicions, but a couple weeks.
Very interested to hear what she's got to say.
I worked in women's healthcare for 5 years. But give me one moment, I'll get that information for you.
No, I just want to know what you know, Mr. Gar, because you had stated earlier. And it's an ex parte order, correct? Not a TPO that's been issued. Like, we're here for the TPO today. I just want to clarify that. I mean,
You asking him or you asking the court?
that's judge. It's for, that was the ex parte order that he's referring to, right?
Trying to have extended to 12 months. But I'm listening to this, and if it's true she has postpartum, I'm sorry for her, and that's a very, 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 very real thing. And I'm sorry for her. However, or any other mental health issues on top of postpartum is horrible. And my objective would be to protect the child that's here, and hopefully she gets help. But is this and there's a divorce that was filed, looks like February the 14th. Ms. Holmes.
Valentine's Day.
And I don't think, it doesn't look like he's been served on it yet.
Not yet, Judge.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the thing. Is this something in which I would do if there's, you know, a child, because you spliced all these medical records, I would appoint a guardian. Because one child's about 14, 15 months.
Yes, Your Honor.
So,
Judge, if you just wait to hear my client's testimony, I think a lot of this will be cleared up of what's going on.
okay, do you have any more questions for Mr. Barr then?
No, Judge.
Okay, Ms. Jones, do you have any more witnesses?
I would like to redirect, and I have another witness, Your Honor.
No,
Okay,
no.
go ahead.
We'll be here all day, kids.
Mr. Gar, when your daughter came back to you on the 7th with the bumps on her forehead, did you forward those bumps to her treating physician?
On the yes, ma'am. So she came back on the 11th.
I'm sorry, yeah, the 11th.
The
Did you
first-
forward?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, can you, okay, sorry. Did you forward the photos of her injuries to her pediatrician?
Yeah, so the first thing I did was I called her pediatrician the first thing that morning. I tried to get her in as soon as possible, the earliest appointment available. And I made them aware of what was going on, and they told me to just bring the plea for the pictures.
Okay. And after reviewing the pictures and reviewing the child in person, your pediatrician thought that there were signs of child abuse, correct?
Not gonna look at no
Yes,
pictures.
after looking at the pictures, and then once the swelling went down, looking at her current status, absolutely.
Your Honor, I would like to share the photos of the injuries.
Nope, nope, nope.
Okay, go ahead.
Nope. Not gonna look at those. No, sorry, Bob. Not gonna look at them.
Right.
Okay, she hasn't put them up yet. If you're new here, I do not look at pictures of injured children. Not happening.
Mr. Gar, do you recognize these photos?
Yeah. It's no
Hello?
baby.
Hello?
We're
Mr.
listening.
Gar, do you recognize these photos? This photo?
Yes, I do.
And what date is this photo dated?
That
Jim?
was February 11th. As soon as I had recovered my child and got her back.
And is this a picture of your child?
Yes.
All right, so the photos, I mean, they're not horrible, but you can tell
And let's see.
he's got a
These are the
couple.
pictures that you send. I'm just gonna go through the pictures. These are pictures that you sent to her doctor with the bruising on her forehead.
Let me just say this real quick. As someone who's raised 3 kids and grandkids, I know kids that age bump into stuff all the time. They're on their belly, they're crawling a lot. And it's not like the kid has massive knots on its head. It's just got a couple of you can tell it's bumped its head at some point.
Yes. She's been treated for depression, and she's been on a few depression meds and Zoloft as well, to help her just with the mood swings and such.
Thank you, Mr. Gar. That's all for this witness, Your Honor.
All right.
I would
we
like to
can go
call my
back.
second witness. I would like to call Mr. Gar's mother.
We're again not
Is that
looking
the
at pictures.
Joanna?
No.
Not gonna look at any photos of hurt children. Just not doing it. Pure and simple. Just that. Good to see you, Jim. Good to see everybody join us. And while we wait for this next witness to come up, we're trying to get her put on. This should be interesting when we finally do get over to this young lady. If she has postpartum, it's a terrible, terrible thing, and definitely not good for her to be around the baby while she's dealing with that either. You know, you got to get out there and get some help for yourself and that kind of thing.
Back to the video being introduced into evidence based
Tell me
on,
yeah, what is this video?
yeah, I'll give you the statute. So statute 16.
No, I mean, I know,
Oh, okay, sorry.
know that. I'm just like, what's the purpose of me hearing this video or hearing this report?
Your Honor, we'll just be playing the audio. We won't be showing a video. The audio is of Mrs. Holmes having a conversation with Ms. Gar, where she is discussing suicidal ideations.
And Judge, it is a private conversation,
Sorry
and my
about that.
client
Sorry.
was not aware that she was being recorded at the time. The statute says any person in a clandestine manner intentionally to overhear, transmit, or record, or attempt to overhear, transmit, or record the private conversation of another, which shall originate in any private place.
Your Honor, this is just an audio recording, which only one party consent is required in Georgia for audio.
Sam put his
What
wig
about
on.
Georgia's a one-party state, only one party in the conversation needs to know it's being recorded. Mr. Martinez.
It's a video, Judge, of a private conversation between the two of them, and my client had no idea.
It was more than two of us.
All right, I don't need you to help me. Ms. Jones?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I didn't hear you.
Okay, so what it is, did somebody stereotypically, just, God, I can't even speak today. Stereotypically just record this meeting between the two of them? Was there some, I mean, how did this get a video recording and you only want to play the audio? Did she have her phone? Was she recording this conversation with her phone, the video? I mean,
Yes, she recorded the audio with her phone, Your Honor.
are you, Mr. Martinez, are you denying that she had postpartum depression?
Yes, Judge.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
there
it's
isn't.
just not that we have medical records that my client will show you through her testimony.
tell me.
This conversation started with my client trying to reconcile with his husband's mother. They had been at odds with each other, and she and her husband asked her to reach out to her. I mean, I'm sure this should be my client testifying.
Yeah,
But she
Sam,
was
come on.
What I'm trying to figure out is what, okay, so.
It's a 2-hour recording, Judge, and they're just taking a snippet out of it.
I can play the whole recording.
There's a 30-day status conference on March the 28th,
Yes, Judge.
and it's a Judge Ellerby case. Do you plan on acknowledging service?
We were hoping that we could today. We could ask Mr. Gard or Ms. Jones to acknowledge service for a client.
Ms. Jones, do you plan on acknowledging service?
Yes, Your Honor, we can acknowledge service today.
I mean, I'm not forcing you, asking, because this is gonna be the 28th. I mean, because my thing here is, what's wrong with this thing's status quo until you get in front of Judge Ellerby?
Yep.
And I mean, I'm more than welcome to appoint a guardian instead of me spending this time 2 hours watching this video. Appoint a guardian ad litem that can watch the video.
I don't know
and
why
look
she's
at the
fighting
medical
it so
records, you
much.
guys don't have to introduce medical records into evidence.
What does it matter?
Is there an issue with that?
I don't have an issue with that, Your Honor.
I would have to speak to my client first about the guardian before I just agree to it, Judge. So usually there's a cost behind it, and
Yeah, I mean, so is she working?
Dr. Green Thumb.
no, ma'am, no,
Okay.
Judge.
But he's working, right? Ms. Jones?
Yes, Your Honor, he is working, but he is the only person supporting the minor child currently. And he's supporting himself and the other members of his
Well,
family
I
as well.
understand that. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna appoint a guardian. I mean, the child's 14 months.
15 months.
14, 15 months old. 15 months old, and then there's new one on the way. This isn't gonna be a whole bunch of work for this guardian, but nobody, can speak for the, for the 15-month-old and look at the medical records and the videos. It's gonna be something that's kind of down and dirty. It's not gonna be a whole bunch of, it's not gonna be that expensive.
Yes, Your Honor, we're not opposed to a guardian.
All right, Mr. Martinez, if you can go back to breakout room 1,
Hector.
now, Ms. Jones, it would obviously be your client trying to, cover the cost of it. It can be reassessed. I'll put your client in breakout room 1 with you, Mr. Martinez, if you want to go and ask her, or if you want to, did you rather go in there or call on the phone?
I could just mute it and call her on the phone, Judge.
Okay, all right, keep yourself on mute, Ms. Holmes, and while I do that, let me.
Whoa,
see if I
stop
can
the
get
clock.
Well, let them talk real quick. And I say hello to Walter.
1 minute, John, I'm gonna step away for a second.
Sure. If you want to go
Walter.
talk with them, I'll mute them so that you can go in there.
Yeah, sure, and I would like to go talk to my client.
Okay.
Walter, good to see you. Glad you're here. This has been
Let's go, baby.
This has been an interesting case, just to the fact that they're playing this so close to the vest, especially about the postpartum stuff. To me, that's a good reasoning. I mean, there's no good reason for doing anything like pushing people against the wall, being abusive, or anything like that. But if it's completely out of her character and not normal for her to act this way, then maybe, just maybe, the postpartum is the way to go with this. Because then at least you can say, you know, I can get this taken care of and get on some sort of medication, blah, blah, blah. Then it doesn't become a detriment to you as far as like now thinking that this lady's just completely insane. Otherwise, you know, that's the next thing you're gonna say. Well, I'm acting out of character just because I've gone nuts, just flipped out. I've gone completely Walter on them. Walter, you have quite the following, if I do say so. Walter, you want to start a show with me? I think we could pull in the
I'll do
numbers.
that really quick. We call these, I'm gonna let these people in for the 2 o'clock hearing and call this count really quick.
She's about to call the calendar. Vinny and Mikey,
everybody.
Mike 2.0, both late. Turn your cameras on. Keep your self muted. Turn your cameras on. Keep yourself muted. Turn your cameras on. Keep yourself muted. We might have a longer, we got a case today because we're going to cover this one and probably one other one that I want to get into from earlier today between a lady and a supposed gigolo, alleged gigolo, we'll say. Yeah, she does look mean. It could just be her demeanor, though. We don't know until she starts talking. Maybe we'll figure this out. But am I the only one that thinks McCoy is a little wet behind the ears as far as everything he's been doing in the case? Definitely feels that way. All right, we're listening to Manning yell at some people.
Randall, Cassandra Reese.
Good afternoon, Judge. Attorney Johnny Waller here for Miss Baris. Cassandra, are you on?
I am. Thank you.
I'm actually on for the Randalls, Attorney Monica Teasley.
Okay, where is she?
And actually, I see Miss Katrina Randall is on.
Where's Brittany Randall?
JG, that's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that. That's quite the
Where's
conundrum.
Brittany Randall?
Just be glad you didn't fall into the freezer and it shut and trap you in there.
Client.
I'm looking for her.
All right, let me go. All right, let me give Raphael Gentry.
Yeah, we'll talk about this real quick too. So she has a 15-month-old and she's pregnant again and they're getting a divorce. The postpartum thing is again being brought up, but people don't make the best decisions, especially with getting pregnant right away again. Never a good idea. No, I don't think so. I think what she'll probably do is as soon as she's done checking all these people in, dismissing cases, we'll probably go right back to this one. I would assume, most likely. Yeah, it's I've been around people who've had it and it is very debilitating and you don't know what to do. You get very confused. Yeah. I mean, just there's all kinds of things and it's a 100% real thing. And people should not be looked at, shouldn't be looked down on because they have it. Look, Walter, see how these wormins talking to you, man? Got it going on, bro. You need to start running that game. These girls come in here and be like,
Hey, baby.
that's how you need to do it, Walter. Just telling you. Just telling you.
Addresses or what have you, so you can send the other, or put it in to serve him with a reset note.
Okay, Your Honor, can I do that after calendar call? And I'll gladly take her into the room.
Yeah, just stand by Ms. Howe. Sean
Thank you.
Barnes.
Yeah, I
Sean
like
Yes,
it.
Barnes.
ma'am. I'm here.
Michael Parker. Has
Michael
not been
Parker.
served in TPO, and the TPO is going to expire, so you have to refile the form.
Okay.
Thank you. Crystal
He
Geyer.
does.
Present.
Reese DeLima.
Yeah, these people are all, most of them are going to be dismissed.
No
We're going to have to
service, your
refile.
TPO is about to expire, ma'am, so you'll need to refile.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Stay healthy and safe. Have a good weekend. Kimberly Butler. Sanford Butler. Failure to appear. William Scott. Yasmin.
I was so shocked to hear, by the way, that lady weighed two. Hey, there's Mr. Scott.
Is this one expiring, Ms. Free? Oh, yes, it's expired, sir, and there hasn't been service, so you'll need to reapply, okay? Also, let's see, but hold on, let me see if Stephanie Scott's here. Stephanie Scott? Stephanie Scott?
Going once, going twice.
Judge, we spoke to the ADA yesterday, and she did advise that under her situation, she's already served the TPO.
Okay, well, there's no proof of Miss Dyer being served, but Stephanie Scott's not here. So Mr.
Not Miss
Scott-
Dyer. It wasn't Miss Dyer, it was for Stephanie Scott.
Stephanie Scott was served on 2/26. Mr. Scott, if you do me a favor, sir, raise your right hand.
Yes,
You swear or affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, sir, is everything in your petition still true and correct as far as Miss Stephanie Scott?
Yes,
All right, are you still wanting this TPO to be put in place for 12 months?
Christine.
yes,
Has she reached out to try to contact you since February the 26th?
no,
Okay, let's see, so, ma'am, if you could put your hand down, Mr. Scott, I'm sorry. If you could make sure your email's in the chat, we'll email you a copy of the order, okay?
Okay,
Print it out for him. Y'all stay healthy, safe, and have a good weekend.
thank you, you too. Thank you, Judge.
Samantha Trotter,
I'm here.
Portland Love. Don't show service on Miss Love, and your TPO is about to expire, ma'am, so you'll need to reapply, okay?
Okay.
I have
All right,
not.
thank you. Is there any,
I was so shocked to hear that that lady weighs 216 pounds. He claimed he weighed 210 and she weighed 216, or vice versa. Either way, that's a lot of weight. Got called that name 3 times in the hallway. I know, I saw that. Hopefully they know that person was there. Otherwise, Mr. Scott, you're next.
Ms. Free's gonna look it up. I see a Khadijah Watson, ma'am, who are you here for?
That's my witness.
Okay. Ms. Free, do you see it on?
She just doesn't look
I'm checking
like
on the spelling and I'm not.
she don't
seeing
look like
on-
it, man.
Let me,
Under her name?
ma'am, you the petitioner or the respondent? I'm the respondent. Gotcha.
His name is Antoine Hill.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, I see it, Your Honor.
Was heard on the 24th, I think. Is that right,
Yes,
Amber?
it was just
Yeah,
recent.
it's heard on the 24th and reset for today at 2.
So he's not here.
You're also not a worman. A small, appears to be a small worman up there. She's 5'5", they said, by the way. She does not look.
All right, man, if you place your email in the chat, we will send you a copy of the dismissal, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so just make sure you place your email in the chat. Once you do,
In the chat? Okay, thank
Mr.
you.
Griggs,
Here, once you do, you can go ahead and leave the meeting.
E.
So, Ms. Teasley, Mr. Waller, have the two of you been able to chat?
No, we have not. And
We
my
have-
client is actually
believe
here.
it.
Okay, would you two like to chat?
Sure,
Yeah, I'm open to it.
Okay.
I am too.
Hey, that's fine. Okay, I just sent y'all both to breakout room 2.
Thank you.
A lot
All
of
right, everybody
breakouts.
else, if I called your name, go ahead and turn off your cameras and let me finish with this hearing. All right,
That's what I was
go ahead,
thinking. Just stacked.
Jones.
Stacks on stacks on stacks.
And Judge, we would like to object to the guardian ad litem.
Okay, why?
We feel it's unnecessary, and I think you will believe too, after hearing my client's testimony, if the court still wants to have a guardian ad litem for this case, like, it'll be up to the court.
All right,
Doing well,
okay,
JG.
well, Ms. Jones, did you have any more questions for Mr. Gar? You're through. Ms. Gar, I tell you what, why don't you leave the room, Ms. Gar? Do me a favor, Ms. Gar, you leave the room. Yeah, you leave the room. Mr. Martinez, Ms. Gar, you leave the room where you can't hear.
Okay, I'm good. I'm gonna let her outside. 1 second.
Okay. Well, hold on.
He's outside, so you want him to come back inside?
He can, because I'm gonna let Mr. Martinez ask his client some questions, because I'm gonna. You know,
Okay. So you have Mr. Gar come back inside and you can wait outside.
It's been getting a little confusing, but we're going to bring everybody back around again. Sam's going to come on, have a seat, reminding each and every one of you to like the video if you haven't done so already. 5 days a week we cover court. As a matter of fact, I'll probably be going live tomorrow with some court, so keep an eye out for that. All right, Sam's back.
Yeah, mute your, yep, there we go. Ms. Holmes, can you please state your full name for the court?
Socorro Holmes.
And how do you know Mr. Gar?
He's my husband.
All right. I mean, let's just get down to it. Can you tell us about this incident in 2016 with the candle?
Hey, how about we start in 2023, 2016?
Okay, that's a long way. Okay, let's go to November then with the push, where Mr. Gar claims you pushed. Can you tell us about that incident?
Yeah, me and Mr. Gar, we have a home that we share with all of my in-laws, mother-in-law, father-in-law, sister-in-law, grandmother-in-law, 4 dogs, and 2 guinea pigs.
Oh my God.
I explained to my husband, there's no reason for our house to be in foreclosure. We have all these adults here. It looks like a hoarder house because they don't clean up. It's not safe for my daughter. And I voiced my concerns with my husband, and he did not do anything about it. So he was walking, he was doing laundry, he was holding his clothes, and I stepped in front of him and I said, Sam, listen to me. And he dropped his clothes, he pushed me, I shoved him back, and then he strangled me. And then I said, I can't breathe. And then he took my arms and he grabbed me like this and then told me to get out the house.
And Ms. Holmes, did you send me pictures of your bruising from this incident?
I did, yes.
Yeah, all those people working there?
Changed or altered them in any way?
No.
Judge, I would like to share my screen showing the pictures. Let's see.
Oh, by the way, what I'm talking about, she looks very skinny. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being 210.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Holmes, is this an accurate depiction of what you just described?
She looks
yes,
110.
that's correct.
And can you please explain what the picture shows?
That's a
It
bruise.
shows that he wrapped his hand around my arm and he grabbed my left and right arm. He grabbed it. And I didn't even know I had bruising until a few days later when I tried to put my shirt on, and I felt the pain.
Judge, I would like to admit this as,
That don't look
do we need
good.
to do that and admit this as respondents?
Your Honor,
Go ahead, Ms. Jones.
Your Honor, I object to the admittance of this photo. I don't see the foundation. There's no date to know when this occurred or what time it occurred.
Foundation, Mr. Martinez.
I can submit a date. I do have a date.
Ms. Holmes, Mr. Martinez, a little bit more foundation.
A bit more foundation. Ms. Holmes, is this a clear picture of you?
Yeah.
And,
my face? No. Yeah.
well, is this you in the picture?
Yeah, that's me.
Is this a fair and accurate depiction of what happened November 11th?
Yes. Mhm.
When was it taken?
This happened November 16th.
And sorry, Ms. Holmes, when was this picture taken?
November 16th, 2022 at 2 a.m.
And when did the incident with the pushing happen?
November 15th.
Good to see
on his
Okay.
birthday.
So this was a couple hours after this.
Yeah.
All right. Judge.
I don't know.
Judge. And then, is this a picture of your other arm of the same incident? Can you see my screen, Ms. Holmes?
Other arm is the same incident.
Same incident?
Mhm.
Was it taken at the same time?
Yes.
Okay. Judge, I move to admit this as respondents, Exhibit 2.
Your Honor, I object to the admittance of these photos. It doesn't clearly depict who is even in the photos.
It does not look like a hoarder
if-
house.
We can't see the person's face in any of the photos that were presented.
Her.
Okay, Your Honor.
Yeah, they're admitted.
All right, thank you, Judge. Stop video. Oh, no, that's not it. Stop share. And, okay. Can you explain the incident that happened, that started this, that gave the petitioner the ex parte order?
Yeah,
Between-
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I can explain. Because there are so many people in the house, and they were supposed to move out in October of last year. It's now February at that time, and they were still there. They had been saying that they were gonna move, I was told my husband, I'm really worried about my child having a room to lay in, my unborn child. And so he said that, oh, they're moving. So what I did was, I said to him, well, we need a date. We need a move out date because that's extremely important, because I want to be able to set the baby room up before I leave, before I deliver. Now all the bedrooms were taken. Even my daughter has to split a bedroom with me and my office at the time when I was working. So one of the instances that the reason why his family was upset with me is because they wanted to take Skylar, our daughter, to the Battle of the Bands, and she had strep throat. And also the Battle of the Bands is extremely loud, okay? And so I told them no. I always, manage my child's health and safety. And they got upset, and they stopped talking to me and stopped walking around the house, and they got an attitude because anytime I try to train my child, they feel like she can't cry. They feel like she doesn't need to do anything but be held. And I am trying to give my child more independence because I have another child coming and they're supposed to be leaving. So the night of the incident, what really spawned that into fruition was I told my husband when he came out to the car, I said, hey, Sam, I'm going to take a video of the house because this is not fit for a child. Before you go in there, you need to let them know that I will be taking pictures and video of the house. And he said, okay. Apparently he didn't believe me. So I walked in, I have the video where I walked in the house, and the house always looks like that. They say they're moving, The house always looks cluttered. There's bins everywhere. Anything can topple on my baby. So I walk in the bedroom, the door is open, and I say, this is unfit for a child. I would never go in their bedroom just to go in there. The problem is she's co-sleeping with them. She co-sleeps with them all the time. And I don't allow it, but my husband he gets a really bad attitude when I tell him she needs to sleep in her crib. She needs to sleep with us. He gets to the point where me and my husband don't talk. I leave the room. I sleep on the couch. I pull my daughter's bassinet upstairs and I just let her lay right there. That's how bad it has gotten between me and my husband. So I took a video because out of desperation, I needed help to keep my baby safe. And so when I had the video up, I was recording and I said, this room is unfit for a 1-year-old. And then his mother comes in and says, get the F out of my room. She walks in and then she clotheslines me and the phone knocks away. She hits me in the neck. Then she pushes me back on the bed and I see her ram back. And I pull my knees up because
people's elbow.
She's going for my stomach and I'm pregnant. So of course she pushed me and struck me in the stomach. And I was like, you assaulted me. You assaulted me. And Sam was right behind her. And he was saying, Mom, stop. Just let her leave. Just let her leave. I had tried to leave. I had tried to walk out, but she blocked the door. That's the reason why I could not walk out. You even hear in the video where I say, excuse me, and then she gets into a rage. So after that,
here comes the video.
Even before then, she asked on the video, you can hear her say, erase the video, erase the video. So I say, okay.
Hold on one second. So you said that
take a breath, honey. Take a breath.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you took a video that night.
2 videos. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you took a video of the incident as it's happening.
Thank you, Lance.
Yeah.
Real time.
You sent them to me.
Mm-hmm.
Have you changed or altered them in any way?
No.
All right, let me share my screen real quick.
Your Honor, is Mr.
If
McCormick
any of that's
sharing,
true,
a video recording of Mrs. Gar?
That's correct, Ms. Jones.
I would object to.
What is this, a video recording?
It's the video recording of the incident that led to the ex parte order. Judge, even if we did use the video statute that I referred to earlier, I would just ask for Mr. Gar to get back on the stand and show the video for impeachment purposes.
Somebody tell me how this kid got a bruise on her.
Honestly, Judge, I don't know. I'm very concerned and frustrated because I was at that house and I dropped my kid off there. I was served and she didn't have any bruising on her. This is my first time hearing about it, so I'm very, very, very concerned about it. I have the time when they served me the TPO, and then the time they took that video or that picture was 2:58 a.m. and I was served at 2:10, and my witness can attest to that. There was no bruising on her.
And Judge, if you are concerned about my client's mental status, she just got a mental evaluation by a doctor last week.
I mean, I'm just curious if she had postpartum. I'm not trying to make a thing out of that. I mean.
Oh, I'm sorry, Judge. If I can explain to you.
If I finish talking to Mr. Martinez.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
But my concern is,
oh yeah.
One thing, no wonder you guys are at each other's throats because you got 27 people living in the house. Grown folks need to be gone. But
too many people in that house.
Or why you let your whole family move in and not get them out, and you're losing your house anyway. Besides that, how far along are you, Ms. Holmes, now?
7 months. I was 7 months at the time of the incident as well.
Everybody's taking advantage of Sam. It seems like his family wise.
Brand new baby. And I still, just what I've heard from, I'm telling you, Mr. Martinez, and you also, Ms. Jones, what I care about right now is because I think these two grown folks can leave each other alone. He can kick his family out of the house, tell them to go get their own and stop supporting his entire family, generations back from him, and start taking care of the family that he has made and start working on this. She has filed for divorce. My thing is, get a guardian that'll do, like I said, some down and dirty investigations. Probably it won't cost a whole lot because I know who I'll pick to do it. And they could probably have it done by the time you go and show up in front of Judge Ellerby. Because I don't know that this is going to need to be extended for just 12 months or something like that. I think what can happen is the guardian can get to the bottom right now, how this child has been bruised on their head, and look at the medical records and look at everything else and get something in place for you once you get in front of Judge Ellerby or Judge
I don't
Kay.
believe so, T.
Because this is just, without me being able to sit down and look at the records and look at all this, I'd rather use the investigative arm of the court and let a guardian look into it. That's my entire reason for wanting to.
You might better do that.
I'm not great at math, but Ms. Holmes, you were what, 7 months in November and now it's March.
10 months.
7 months now, Judge.
7 months now, and in 1 week I'll be 8 months.
Yeah.
You were 7 months then.
The incident that happened with with Mr. Gar's mom happened like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah. So, I mean, that's my thing. That's my position on a guardian, that you leave the ex parte in place, you get the guardian. How long has it been since you've seen the baby, Ms. Holmes?
It's been since I've been served, Judge, but can I say something?
So hold on, Mr. Martinez, Ms. Jones, what do y'all thought?
Your Honor, we're still not opposed to the guardian ad litem. The only issue that we have is Mrs. Gar stated that she's not, Ms. Holmes stated that she's currently not employed. My client is saying that she is gainfully employed and she has a job with Amazon and she has been employed.
She is not employed yet. She's been attempting to be hired by Amazon since she has left. That's what she's been trying to do.
Right, okay, so, and what I'm telling you is obviously, and if she won't be able to be employed for too much longer because she's about to have another baby.
Yeah, Judge, I used to have my own company for.
It's okay, we're talking. So how about Mr. Martinez, Ms. Jones, how about
that?
Go back in the breakout room 1, 2, Ms. Jones, I'll put you back in there and then I'm coming in there and we'll chat openly.
I'll be
Sounds
very
good, Judge.
careful. It seems like Judge is ready to just go ahead and grant this for her, perhaps. I mean, if they have the video of the entire clotheslining, the people's elbow, the attempted Texas cloverleaf, everything else, and the body shot, and he didn't delete the video. I think that's really important. And yes, I am going to California. I'll be in California. Should be there on the 31st. Which I have opened it up to anybody that wanted to do like a get together that are our California family. Don't know when the next time we'll be on. I'm in California, but I'll be in Los Angeles. And I'm going to put up a post in the community tab about the whole meetup and that kind of thing so that everybody can pre-plan. It'll be at probably right at the hotel where I'm staying or right outside, whatever we decide on. Carol, thank you for that donation for the vacation fund. That money that you just donated, I will get on April the 21st. I'll be back already, but I do have a Cash App that I will put up for people that want to send me money for the vacation or maybe even a birthday gift, since Tuesday is my birthday. I'm gonna say this about Sam. Sam lets other people tell him what to do. I don't know. he's got all those people in the house. The bills aren't getting paid. The place is getting foreclosed on. I feel like Miss Holmes may be on to something. Time served. What's going on, baby? Good to see you. What do you guys think? Do you think that are you swayed a little bit now towards Miss Holmes? Are you still thinking Miss Holmes is the aggressor, whatnot? Tell me what you think. Gotta get out the county and get out the house. If I run into a dude named Harry Perry roller skating in Venice Beach, tell him I said, "What up?" And his CD is awesome. I will do that, Flusha. I will do that. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. That's what it is, Queen. That's what it is. She's 8 months pregnant. She's probably just tired of putting up with the crap. Well, Sam can't say anything at that point, Douglas. He's got to wait for them to get to be his turn to talk again. But that household was zoinks. Yeah, I by the way, I will be very safe while I'm in California. No one's looking to abduct a 50-year-old has-been radio guy. Nobody. Now she just sits here and we all sit here and we wait. Because I'm not going anywhere without finding out what happens to this case. No way in hell. I've got a whole nother hour and 15 minutes to play with. And as far as like Creed not being here, there's going to be days when he's not here. Next Friday, he won't be here at all. We won't see Creed at all next Friday, which is fine. Once again, Creed has a business to run. But he says the hotel you're staying at is very nice. Very nice. Well, I'm excited. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Douglas, for the early wishes. Douglas is the first person to wish me a happy birthday. How old? 50. I'll be 50. This guy right here. Never growing up. Not happening. I sound like Jack Black. Well, that works out good because Creed, they say Creed smells like Creed smells just like Seth Rogen. Yeah, sounds like Seth Rogen. So maybe we can fool people into thinking that's us. And people will hang out. RN, thank you so much. And good to see you. He wash his hands and start fresh. He probably should. But I think he's got a little bit of that on himself. I'm going to go to WrestleMania. I'm going to WrestleMania. Both nights of WrestleMania. They're at SoFi. I'm being treated by one of you guys. I was nice enough. It was nice enough that a family member, some would say, offered to pay for my flight, my hotel, my tickets, everything. So I'm going to be in LA for a few days. I'm going to SmackDown, WWE SmackDown and Hall of Fame on Friday night. Saturday and Sunday, both days, I'm going to WrestleMania. That Monday, I'm going to the Raw after WrestleMania. And then I'll start making my way back to beautiful North Carolina via Austin, Texas. So I'll be arriving in Austin, Texas at one point, and then I'm actually traveling with said family member, one of you guys that was nice enough to offer it to me. So it was a tough decision, but I'm glad I'm doing it. I'm going to go live a lot too. The other person I'm going with is a fellow podcast YouTuber. So there'll be a whole setup going on where we'll probably film a lot of stuff on the road too. It's going to be like one of those buddy films where at the end we're going to be like brothers and we're going to be like really tight, or by the end we're going to hate one another and it's just going to be like a bitter rivalry. Either way, it's going to be a great story, right? Chef, how are you? We're waiting for Manning to come back, guys. We're not leaving. We're in it to win it. We're in it to win it. But I think there was so much outside pressure and stress on this couple. I mean, how are all these people living with Sam and her, and the house is going into foreclosure? How is that even possible? Is everybody just mooching? A bunch of mooches? Push over by his family seems like and that's it. He's too nice. And he definitely is into his wife. This statement is perfect right here. I heard that. Happy birthday to a fine dog, companion, and family friend. Yes, that's it. Somebody's going to reach real deep, so deep. We're good. Courtney, I like to think so. I ran 3 miles, well, jogged. I'm not doing any running these days. I'm far too chubby to be running, jogging. Jogged 3 miles today, 12-minute miles. So I'm happy about that. Chloride dioxide, which you purifies the water. It stops monkeypox. And what do you think I'm going to be doing there? I'm not putting my lips on anything. Nothing. Am I going to a third world country? I don't have any Jeopardy music. I don't use the online soundboard. I mean, if I wanted music, it'd be like. I feel like this is playing in her head right now, and she's just staring into the camera, off, 1,000-yard stare. She looks so mad right now. You don't have, you got to have room for the kids, man. You got all these deadbeat adults laying around, taking up all the room. I'd probably be wanting to, and if it's to be believed, he put his hands on her as well. So, I mean, Leather and Lashes, are you still here? Is there any way we can get a photo of you and your YouTube friend? I need to see that picture. I can't live without seeing it. Oh, thank you. 50. I'm one of those people that I would go places with my daughter after she got married, and people would think I was her husband. And my daughter was 25. They thought I was her husband. So we always ran into that problem because I look too young sometimes. Luckily, all this gray just came in like the last year. So as long as I don't lose my hair, I can live with a little bit of gray here and there. He does smell like Seth Rogen. Well, confirmed. Confirmed. Oh, oh my God, you're so young. You make me feel so young. Yeah. 16 years on me, Gary. Gary. Oh, I got to put Flusha and Carol on this Freaky Friday monetary monorail, kids. Carol and of course Flusha. How long is it going to take them to figure out if they're going to do this video or not? They are really must be fighting over it. It must be pretty bad for Sam if they're not just going ahead and putting it in. Speaking of putting it in, Leather and Lashes, did you hear what I said about the photo? You tell him. Mikey says, even if it has to be sent to me privately, I need to see it. I can't sleep tonight without seeing that photo. An early birthday present. So you're telling me this is exclusively mine, Leather and Lashes? Is that what I'm to assume? If so, either way. Thank you, Leather and Lashes, for the PP love. Some people like the groupie love. Some people like the PP love. Around here, we appreciate both. Man, I'm not going anywhere, guys. We're going to stay here and we're going to get this thing sorted out. This case ain't going to get the best of us. Oh, no, sir. Bob. We're on it. And to all the people, I get a lot of comments. I got a comment the other day. I'll address this real fast. So I put Leather and Lashes on the monetary monorail, also known as the the Freaky Friday, or it could be Frisky. Who knows? Friday Express. I was told by one of our videos the other day that I hate women. I'm always very anti-women when it comes to these cases, which is really to the contrary. I loves the women's, very supportive of women's, and sometimes if I smell BS, I'm gonna call BS. That's all there is to it. It's not a thing about the man's or the woman's. It's just what I believe. If it's my thought process, just soak it in, baby. Just let it go. It is what it is. I'm gonna call it as a season. I hope not. I'm not that kind of girl. Thank you. Not a day over. Not a day over. It is an extremely nice gift, and I am very appreciative. Oh, thank you, Dr. Green Thumb. Your birthday was Wednesday? Well, late happy birthday. Happy birthday. Big gay brunch. Sounds interesting, Jay. Tell me more. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, you guys are something else. Yeah. Yep. It's going to be a sweet time because I'll be staying in a suite during WrestleMania. I don't know if we're stopping at the Big Texan or not to do the 72-ounce steak challenge. I don't know. I might die there trying to do it. I have no idea. I didn't even know there were that many YouTubers in the North Carolina area. Oh, that would be great.
Ms. Holmes, I think your lawyer is going to call you right now. So you may want to put yourself on mute so you can talk to him, okay?
Okay.
Well, we're getting somewhere at least. Getting somewhere.
Mr. Martinez, I told her to put herself on mute so you could call.
1 second here. I'm going to speak to my client for a second.
Everybody's going to talk to everybody. Oh, it's going to be a really good time. I'm going to do some freeloading like these people here at Sam's house, just drinking it in. Well, hello over there in Bavaria. Glad you're here. Make sure you like the video and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. We do this 5 days a week. We got a case. We try to catch as many live cases as we can. Sometimes we'll record them because a lot of people don't know this. Once the case is over, once they've shut the books on it, a lot of these channels delete the video. So When it's live like this, there's no pausing, because when we get to that point at the end, if we're not done, boom, it's cut off. Yeah, nobody wants to pay their bills. It seems Creed is working on his business he runs from home, which he's ramping that up more. So he's going to miss more days and miss some streams and stuff until he gets all the kinks worked out. Oh, yeah. Think of that. What's he doing? Let's see him putting up some Christmas lights. I'm like Creed. I am so behind on comments right now. I am way behind. Hold on. I had to jump way ahead. Way ahead. Gonna miss a lot of comments. I will remember that. I'll be right there on Figueroa, so I know they have a lot of nice girls out there on Figueroa. I mean, they must be stacked up like firewood in there, Gary. The men of Figueroa. Maybe that's the next move. Where is he at? He's supposed to be spending every waking minute at your beck and call. Leather and lashes. Check my email. I will. I won't get to it today, but I'll have it in the chamber, because I've got a Manning from from earlier today that I want to play today. But if I don't get to it, I will be doing a. We got a case tomorrow. Creed will not be here tomorrow either. It's Saturday, of course. He's going to be working, but I'm going to try and clean out this computer a little bit. I've got a lot of TPOs and stuff saved up, and I'm getting like backlogged. I don't want them to get too old. Is it the one from today? Because if it's one from earlier today, I got that. I got that. She's the devil in disguise. Manning is really being patient with these people. Just like you guys being patient with me. 152 of you here. What's up? What's going on? Thank you, Kiernoth, in the beautiful Hawaii area. Vinny, I'm glad you're still here. I was getting worried. PP love is the best love, because you get to keep all that monies, where YouTube likes to take their nice chunk, their nice 30% off the top. You think they're all going to come back and it's going to be settled and we're not going to have any more testimony?
So, Ms. Jones and Mr. Martinez, so I just,
Oh my
Judge,
God, Kurt.
would visitation start today?
well, there's, and I'm not making a big about, there's, I don't know what part of Fulton County they live in right now, but it's really bad weather right now. So in the morning, like, what time does the child get up? 10, 9, 6, 5, I don't know.
That's one part of the issue. She's not on a schedule, and that's what I've been trying to implement, and his family has not
So,
allowed me to do so.
So let's figure it out and then just start in the morning. So all day
Buy cats.
Saturday, get Sunday, and then like every other day for like 5 hours.
Your Honor, the baby normally wakes up between 9 and 10.
Okay, Mr. Gar, y'all can figure it out. I am not here to run y'all's lives like that. Y'all gonna figure it out.
Thank you, Nancy.
These two smart lawyers here, and Ms. Green is, go ahead, Mr. Martin.
And can my client go to her home now? Or are we still keeping?
Who is at this house that's filled with 40+ people?
My husband and his family.
Judge, could I just elaborate a little bit for you?
No.
Okay.
So right now, Mr. Martinez, just let her, I mean, it's for grandma and grandpa to be there when she's with the child, but first stay there. Is this house in foreclosure still, Mr. Martinez?
No, the house was never in foreclosure, Your Honor.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
it was. That's not true.
Hold on, Ms. Holmes.
Mm.
I have heard that the grandparents did just purchase a home, so we would definitely need the address for that if the child's going over there.
So, Mr. Gar, where's the child? If the child's with you, where's the child gonna stay?
The child's gonna stay with me, and then
Your house.
I have to work out for
Yes.
child care for.
What time do you work?
I normally work from about 8 a.m. to about 6 p.m. right now.
So who watches the child when you're at work?
Either my mom or my sister.
The person who assaulted me, Your Honor, is watching my child.
That's not
Here we go.
that's
All
not
right,
you.
So here we go. So so who's living in the house besides you, Mr. Gar?
Well, it was my mother.
No, who, right now, listen. Who is living in the house right now besides you?
No one, Your Honor. His parents are moving today.
What I want to know, who is living there right now? So that's the thing, is that, and Mr. Gar, if you go to work, and I mean, so Ms. Holmes, Ms. Green, she's
Thank you, Kev.
gonna be the guardian, and I've already told them she does a great job, and she's gonna get down and do this. And there's not a whole bunch. She's gonna want to see some medical records and things like that, and see this child. Obviously, the child's 15 months, but still, she's gonna do what she can. Give a report to. Y'all can get in front of me. We can put it. I think you have a 30-day status conference. What did I say? The 28th. We can put y'all down for an April date here, in case something happens and it gets continued. Maybe let's see. It's free. Maybe like mid-April, because I think they got the 28th. So like the first, second week of April, I guess.
Oh,
Let's see.
My calendar is,
And we got April 7th.
I was way
is a
behind.
Friday. April 7th is a Friday, and then, and you've got March 31st is a Friday.
I'm available both days, Your Honor.
I'm actually asking Mr. Jones and Ms. Jones and Mr. Martinez. April 7th or the 14th. And like I said, if Ms. Green wants to get back in front of me, she knows that she can
Michelle?
email is free, and the four of us can all get on a conference call. If it's before.
I would prefer the 14th, April 14th.
It looks like he dropped off. Maybe that's why he was frozen. So the 14th is a Friday that she's here.
It really has changed. It's been a game changer, apparently. They must have looked
Hey.
at something.
There's a fire in my lawyer's office. He'll get on as soon as possible.
Oops.
A fire? Fire?
Like an alarm, or was it on fire?
Fire. I heard it in the background.
Heard the fire in the background?
No, I heard the alarm in the background.
Oh, okay, it's an alarm.
Can we verify there's a fire going on? Yeah. Wow. Could we have our first live fire on the show? Plot twist, there's a fire.
Judge, you said I would have all day Saturday.
Hold up, you need to hold up talking to me until your lawyer gets back, okay?
All right.
It comes back on. You see his office in flames. You see him wandering around. You know, it's like he's trying to finish the case. He's getting disoriented. All you do is hear all the sirens and stuff going on outside. They're like, man, are you sure you want to keep going? And he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm fine. Just push forward. I need to finish this case. I need a win. Need a real one real bad. Oh, wow. A fire. I'm surprised we didn't hear the smoke alarm. There's a fire down burning in her loins.
So what time are you thinking on the 15th, Ms. Green?
On the 15th, and pull my calendar back up.
And the
14th, 2 o'clock.
Yeah, okay.
Kane has showed up all of a sudden. She's got that burning deep inside. Yeah. Did anybody have a fire in the attorney's office? If so, mark your cards. Yeah, the dude lawyer for the lady. His office is on fire. It's showing him, wrapped in a blanket, smut on his face. There's the hoses going. He barely got out. This has been one of the wackiest cases of just being all over
Name
the
in that waiting
place.
room doesn't look familiar. Is it you?
He
I'll
started
check
to-
one more place, but
He needed to get out. I think her camera's just all dirty. She needs to wipe that thing down one time.
they were on this morning, excuse me, for the 2 o'clock, but they appeared.
They were
They
muted,
were position
remember?
6.
Oh, yeah, because it expired.
Mhm.
I think something like that was said. That Sarah's mom taking vengeance in her own hands once again. I just want to see the place on fire. Yeah, he'll be back. As soon as they put the place out, it'll still have electricity and it'll have internet. Allegedly on fire. There he is. Back from the flames.
Sorry, Judge.
That was fire alarm,
Burning
yeah,
inferno.
Glad to see it was a fake, a false alarm.
Everything's fine. So is everything sorted
Yeah,
out?
So I'd say like, did you say April the 14th at 2 p.m.?
April 14th, 2 p.m.
Probably 1 o'clock.
All
Same
right.
time as today.
And I just sent Ms. Green an email. And I gave her that date also. And I've sent her pleadings I sent her copies of the pleadings in the divorce. Ms. Jones, they'll have an acknowledged service. Like I said, I'm not saying you have to or whatever, but so she'll be in both of them. So she'll be able to give, and she wants to know if I want a recommendation by then. I think, and you both are going to control the expenses of the guardian. So if, and the guardian doesn't need to talk to a whole bunch of people. What the guardian is looking at the best interest of this child, Skylar. So if you get the medical records, you can give her those. If you want her to talk to one person or something, then have them with you when you want her to, okay? Because the more you stretch it out, email all this stuff, the more it's gonna cost. So you have to be conscientious of how much of her time. And you don't have to tell her, don't waste her time, because that's just wasting money, okay? So the candle back in 2017, seriously, I mean, I get it, but I would not waste her time telling her, going on about the candle incident in 2017. Okay, because it's 2023.
Judge, I do see a little bit of I do see a problem though when Mr. Gar's mother is taking care of the child and my client needs to go pick up their child when that is.
Hey, Reno. What the hell? What the hell just happened? Everybody, hold on a second. Did you guys just see what happened? StreamYard. Can everyone still see me? If so, put a 1 in the chat. Apparently, there's a smoke alarm going off in our offices. What the hell was that all about? Why the hell did that happen?
Doesn't do it, it's just gonna look bad on him for saying he can do things he can't do. So if you say you're gonna do it, Mr. Gar, then do it. Stand up, do it. Do what you're supposed to do. Don't say you can do it just to put it on your mom or somebody else. So if you can change it, you can do it. I don't want you to say I'm talking to the lawyers. Go ahead, Ms. Jones.
Yes, Your Honor. We would like also to have a backup person in case an incident Mr. Gar is unavailable. His grandmother is also available as well, and they've had no incidents between his grandmother and Ms. Holmes. Is that acceptable?
It is not. She has dementia. She's not supposed to be watching.
God. Oh no, she can't watch the baby at all. I was about to say, how old is that
We're
grandma?
not gonna go through the family tree.
Sister acceptable?
Thank you.
There's a sister. What's wrong with the sister? It's not like you guys are gonna have to sit down and break bread. You're gonna go here, fine. That's it.
The sister works at night. She's a nurse and she sleeps. She's gone.
So this is only for the exchanges. So maybe
Yeah, so during the day,
Just for the
I think the sister will be fine.
It's just for the exchange. I think that everybody on here can act appropriately. And Mr. Gar, get your mother.
You want the mother to come back in?
Yeah, go get your mother, Mr. Gar.
Go get her.
Oh, 1 second. I'm gonna go get her. No, Mr. Gar. Okay, that's fine. He already left.
They could be back in there. Miss Holmes, I'll tell her to be an adult. Okay, that's all I can do. If she acts up, then anyone who misbehaves is not going to be good reflection on that party. So if your mom misbehaves, Miss Holmes, it's not going to be a good reflection on you. Miss Gar, whatever issues, if any, and just all I want to hear from you is yes or not, okay, is that if you're going to facilitate some of the exchanges, Mr. Gar says that he can, but in the event that he can't, you will be the one that probably transports, meets Miss Holmes, exchange this child. That's all you got to do. Ooh, here's a baby here.
I don't have a problem.
Okay, so be cool. Just be cool. No argument, no fighting, no nothing. It's not
Chill,
worth
baby,
it.
baby,
Like I
chill.
told Miss Holmes, if it's Miss Holmes' mom that has to do it because something's up with her and her mom acts up, it looks bad on Miss Holmes. If you act up, it looks bad on your son. So everybody in here is above 12 years old. Let's act.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm a nurse judge. I wouldn't act up or do anything like that. I have a license here at state, so I don't do anything like that.
Her license has lapsed, Judge, and she's pregnant.
Ms. Holmes. Ms. Holmes.
Thank you, Judge. I'll put my son back on.
Yeah, thank you. So I just want you to do it. So that's what we do. So Ms. Holmes, stop.
Miss Holmes knows all the dirt on everybody.
Oh, she graduated. This is just about this poor child and getting everybody back on the right path.
Shots fired.
Okay, that's it. So, 8 hours tomorrow on Saturday. It could be this Saturday, then next Sunday. These two lawyers, y'all can work it out. Just write something up. And then like 5 hours every other day or something like that. Y'all figure out that meeting place and don't make it harder on your lawyers because all y'all doing there is running up your lawyer bill. So there's a neutral place to meet. And Mr. Gar, I don't know what y'all want to do, but if y'all are ever gonna think about trying to work this out, Mr. Gar, you gonna have to empty your house. You got a wife, one kid here, and another kid on the way. And if y'all were ever gonna work it out, it's just gonna have to be y'all that lives in the house, not everybody else.
Yes, Your Honor. No one else lives in the house.
I'm just talking about in the future.
Okay, yes, Your Honor.
I'm just talking about in the future, okay? So there you go. And Mr. Martinez, Ms. Jones, y'all just, like I said, something where they're going to exchange so they'll know their times and their exchange, shoot it to me, and we'll just do it as an exhibit to the reset notice.
Thank you, Judge.
And if you want, we'll also put the divorce case number on if you want. We can file it in there if you want it filed in there too, as far as the schedule, so that Judge Emily.
She hates that whole family.
Definitely, yes, Judge.
Because there's times, and I don't know, there's a pregnancy now. Hopefully y'all can work this out, because if something comes up with this pregnancy and she wants him to be there, this is when y'all have to be able to work this out, okay? So y'all think about situations like that.
Hey,
Thank y'all.
Judge, I'm
All of
sorry, I
y'all,
mean,
thanks so much. Stay healthy and safe. Have a good weekend, and I'll look for y'all's email. Thank you, Ms. Jones.
Thank you so much, Ron.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Kev, that's awesome that she did that. She sent us
I
an
can be
email.
dismissed.
Yes, absolutely. Y'all can all go ahead and leave.
All right.
My goodness. That whole case, both sides, complete messes, absolute messes. She hates his family, and I see why. Look how they've taken advantage of him and made a whole big mess. I have one other case I want us to watch, but I really don't want to hurry through it. So what we'll do is I'll hold it till tomorrow. And tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, I will go live. Really, it's just me and Judge Manning. Pals. Best friends. Judge Manning did send us a very nice email thanking us for the work. Yeah, that his family, man. She seems like she could be a little bit of a, I don't know what, but not good. Not good at all. And I hate that they're bringing up 2 kids and it's going to be nothing but fighting and bickering. It's going to be a bad time. Vinny don't want me to do a show tomorrow. Nobody wants me to do a show tomorrow. It's crazy. All right. What we're going to do then is, all right. So look. We'll still do it. We'll still do it tomorrow. Let me see how long this video is. Give me just a second, guys. This ends about, it's about 21 minutes. We've got to finish it. All right, we're going to do it. Let's do it right now. All right, guys, hold on. I don't want, the main reason I'm going to do this right now is I don't want to be scooped. I don't want another court show to do this before me. I'm sorry, my lawyer's offices are on fire right now. So let's go ahead. We're going to jump right into this with limited interruption. Let's go ahead and just do it. We're going to just do it.
Okay. All right, Ms. Thornton, you'll go first. I can already tell this is going to be one of those where you're going to want to argue over each other. Do not argue over one another. Ms. Thornton, tell me what happened. Why it is you're accusing Mr. Alford of domestic violence. Give me dates and exactly what happened. What happened to you? Don't tell me anything that anybody else said. Okay, I want it to be just between you and him, and then I'll let Mr. Alford respond. Go ahead, Ms. Thornton.
Okay, the physical abuse started in September the 10th, where he
she got her eyes
twisted my
closed.
arm, and that was a physical abuse. It has been an ongoing about 15 months of mental abuse. I'm a PTSD vet, and he would the way that I got involved with him is business wise, where he was we had music together. He was the artist.
Okay, so she's like a music producer, I'm guessing. So okay. I thought at first maybe they were dating, but it doesn't seem to be that way. Okay.
And I was the financier and the artist developer. And he would have me to send him money to finance different things. And for the majority, that was fine. A lot of stuff was lies. Turns out his occupation before I met him and still today is he's a stripper. He calls himself a male entertainer. He's a stripper, gigolo, whatever.
Look, I may not be up on all the terminology, but if I know anything, a stripper and a gigolo are two very different things. Either he's sleeping with women for money or he's just sticking it off. But apparently, he's one of those guys that shakes their junk in your face. And if you've ever seen these women at these clubs, they got their hands all over these men. Whereas men in the strip clubs, you can't touch the women at all. Very frowned upon.
And
Happy birthday, Vinny.
He kind of minced me into all of those things. I wound up being involved in a whole lot of different ventures that he had going on. I found myself loaning him money for strip shows that he put on his with my money, and then would promise to give it back. I wouldn't get my money back.
No
He
refunds.
became physically abusive when I stopped giving money as he asked for it. And I began to stray away. In September, after the incident where he twisted my arm, his car was repossessed and his rent was behind. A whole lot of things happened. The place where the dwelling was actually my dwelling. When he became abusive, I moved out of that dwelling, and I had that dwelling turned over into his name so that I didn't have to be in that atmosphere or around that. I was trying to remove myself from that. But I'm also married, and he would threaten to contact my husband.
You think they were messing around or something? Thank you, Mayor, and happy birthday again to Vinny. I don't know. I thought maybe she liked this guy. I didn't know she was married because I was trying to figure out why she was giving him so much money.
I sent evidence in where he would say he's on his way to my home. He would say that he has nothing to lose. He would say, I've already talked to my kids and told them that I'm gonna be away for a while. He would
Daddy's
say
going
that
on
as long as
vacation.
I'm living and breathing and not in jail, you'll never sleep peacefully. You'll never have rest.
If there's stuff like if there are text messages you want to share, you need to share your screen and show.
Let's see them.
I don't know how to do that. Let me see if I can figure that out. Share screen. I did send the text. Oh, here we go. Share as screen and start broadcast, I guess.
Well, she's figuring it out. Do women really pay for sex? I don't think they do. Because they can get it anywhere they want for free.
This. You are sharing screen. Okay, share device on. Okay, share device on. Okay.
Yeah, Carol, tell them to sling that D.
Hopefully.
Oh my God, we can see this lady's business.
Oh, yeah, I think I am. Yep.
Oh,
So
hell.
I'll go to the text messages.
That's your summons to be here.
Okay. One moment.
Jesus, we're seeing everything in her phone.
So this is his notice in September where his car is getting
I'll be here tomorrow.
repossessed.
What I need, ma'am, is threats that he's made to you.
Oh, no problem. Not a problem. I got that for you.
Please don't show me naked
like
pictures
a Rick Rude
that I cannot unsee.
Oh my God, did y'all see I saw men's chests and roots. I seen roots, big, thick roots.
Trying to get to the text messages for you. It's so many.
Oh my God. Keep going, lady. For God's
Okay, let's
sakes.
go here. Okay, here.
Why she got so many pictures of men with their junk almost exposed? The game was rough on me. It was real rough. Why's this late? Now that I know she's married, to a bitch, stupid bitch that can't be trusted.
Here he says, when I lose love for you, you should worry. The only reason why I haven't attempted to hurt you or to fuck your life up is because I love and loyalty, but I promise you the way you push me, that love is fading. And he goes, I'll be going to the magistrate court tomorrow. He used to threaten me all the time that he's going to go to my I was out on pre-trial because of an incident between he and I, and they just recently canceled the pre-trial, but it was from April of last year, and so every time I wanted to leave him, he threatened to go and lie to the courts and tell them that I've done something. So
I need to see like threats that put you in fear. So what is this?
Is that her lip?
Okay, so here I say, this is where I'm showing my lip busted. I say, I hope you feel vindicated, big man. Let your family and kids and yourself know you beat up a 45-year-old because he's 35.
There's no way she is. She's, I mean, allegedly, it would seem all this money and attention she's given this other man is all because, they got something going on.
You have to have a high level of hate or inability to control yourself to punch a woman in her mouth. Priceless. Shaking my head.
Nancy.
He said, I have told you time and time again, you have really hurt me mentally, emotionally, and physically. I know I'm a man, but damn, you don't hear my cry. You do things to me. I even let you get away with hitting me in my face, but got you to come back and throw sweet tea on me. Then he says, yeah, I lost it. You would have too.
Yeah, she got some nudes up in
When
there.
was
She be
that?
talking to men all the time.
Ma'am?
When was that he punched you in the lip?
That was in December.
December of what?
December let me see. I filed my first TPO on the 14th. So
Saw that
was
that root.
December December.
Is
like
it
December the
2022?
4th. Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Then he says, fuck you, James, that's my husband, me, all of us about to be in a box, talking about a casket. See you soon. I don't think mentally I'm in a good place, but no one cares. I already told my kids I love them and daddy going on vacation. And he's showing me his GPS in his car where he's 22 minutes from my house.
That's a very specific threat. I'm on my way to your house. Get ready.
He says here, you took he's talking about me taking things from him. You took tickets from me and didn't sell them. I have to give this man $300 by 7:30. You sent Jada my house and rent information, but you can't come over here and make sure my house is good. So now I'm gonna text everybody in your effing house this effing video so you could get the feeling that I get. And he had recorded having sex.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So that was a video of him having sex with his shirt on, which was kind of weird. It was just for a second I saw a buttocks. I'm sorry. This is very. I apologize. It sounded like he was trying to blackmail her. Yeah, like he's got the dirt. You better keep that money coming, honey buns, or you're in for it.
Okay.
Gotta be careful with this one.
Then he says here, the whole time I've been trying to make you happy and us money. All of this is he's trying to get back into my graces because I wanted nothing to do with him. And I'm the one that looks like trash and get talked about. I'm the one with no food.
Oh, new
You
job alert.
good. With me or without me, I'm nothing without you. But you have left. You keep making yourself mad to leave me alone. I'm babysitting these dogs, no
What are these-
income from me.
What are these text messages?
I'm gonna
You
go
said
back in
when?
and blur that.
When?
This is in December.
All right, anything else happen in January?
Oh yeah, I got plenty in January. That's where he tried to extort money
Whoa,
from
whoa,
me.
whoa, 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 whoa,
he-
whoa,
Sorry.
stop, lady, stop.
How about you?
Stop,
Okay.
stop, for God's
I don't
sake,
know how
stop.
to.
Okay, how about you stop sharing your screen?
I'm glad you're doing well. I'm sorry you had to come in on such a Carol, easy, for God's sakes. It wasn't what you thought. It was a baby's arm holding an apple. Let it go back and blur that. Sorry, I'm just getting through these comments. What a beautiful dog.
Well, I got more.
Oh, how
Nope.
about you stop sharing your screen?
Nope, we don't see no more.
Okay, I got to figure that out now.
Please don't.
How do I do that?
For
Stop.
God's sakes.
Okay, there we go. I hit stop.
If this guy gets paid by the inch, he's rich as hell.
Screen broadcasting. Is it still sharing?
No, oh no, it's not still sharing.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Alfred, let me hear from you real quick.
Yes, ma'am. First off, I want to say that I did not hit her in her lip. The way she has
Not with his fist.
everything broken down is off the radars. And I don't know if you caught it, but you could see that in her search area or her screenshots, all those pictures, most of those pictures, some of those pictures came from my social media. I have 3 cases out pending against her. Like the first case was when she came and destroyed everything. They charged her with felony break-in, and I'm actually waiting on my what is it called? The advocate for to hit me back, Elizabeth Mendoza, to hit me back on that case. I have a new case pending against her where she came and she stole everything in my house, and I sent that to Detective Chowder. So basically what she's doing now is trying to cover up her tracks and build up a case. I found out that I had a case from her because she sent me a message saying that I had the case. I never been served. She posted on social media. I have been taken off of shows due to this. I have a witness that I could call up, chime in, tell him to join Zoom, and he'll testify that she has sent my personal military ID out on social media, my government ID out on social media, told people I have AIDS. I'm not down. I want her to leave me alone. So if this is going to help her leave me alone, I'm down for it. I just don't want the temporary
restraining order on my name because that affects me and my business. But I don't know what to ask for. I'm down for her being separated from me. That's what I want. The way she's going about it, trying to paint me as a bad picture because she's hurt or can't let something go or trying to be vindictive, is the wrong way to do it. So I am in the process, like I said, with these 3 cases, looking for the investigators to hit me back so we can move forward in all of these cases. And this will be added to my defamation of character case that I have pending against her as well, whenever I talk to my lawyer. So I'm all down for her leaving me alone and not contacting me. She's the one that's contacting me. Up all the way up until I blocked her the other day. And I asked her in text message, what is it going to take for you to leave me alone? Please leave me alone. And she basically said recently, give me my fucking dog papers. It's basically all she wants is the dog papers.
Nah, she wants more than that.
Dog papers.
She wants more than that.
I don't have nothing for you. Please leave me alone. Then I said, if I'm doing all this stuff to you, if you want me to share my screen, I could share it to you.
Nope.
Show you the text message, the recent text message.
Nope, not necessary.
I don't know. I kind of think I've seen enough.
No, mine's had no nudity on mine whatsoever. She shouldn't even have those pictures. Those pictures are from my OnlyFans and Twitter. So that
No,
means
ma'am. Those are pictures that he has sent me, and I can show from his telephone number.
So he didn't interrupt you. Just let him finish talking. Go ahead, Mr. Alfred.
I could show you where she's recently hit me up and has been harassing, talking about, give me what I want and stuff like that. It's totally not me, man. I could for sure.
I'm pretty sure she said dong papers, right? Wasn't dog. Dong papers, maybe? Maybe.
Show you that I'm not stalking her.
All right. What else? Anything else, Ms. Thornton?
Is Miss
How often is she
Thornton
texting you?
slow?
Me? She texts me every day up until I started blocking her. I did not block her because the investigator told me.
When's the last time she texted you?
Let me see here. Give me 1 second.
I think his shirt says no lap dances.
Last text message I have
or
from
no cat.
her, Miss Thornton. Last text message I got from her was it was this week. I think it was like Tuesday at 10:08 is when I blocked her. After she sent her last message.
Can you share your screen and show me that text?
Yes. Can you walk me through how to share that?
Oh yeah, that's what we need.
Is it button says share? Gotcha. Screen. Gotcha.
What did you want me to see?
Gotcha. Can you see it? Can you see my screen?
It says you're sharing your screen, but you got to pick what it is you want me to see. So pick that.
Oh, okay, I got you. Messages. So these is the messages right here. I don't know if you could see them, but
I can see one that she sent you, the last one she sent you.
yeah, that's what I'm going to now. So this is the last message where I told her, can you please leave me alone? Why are you texting me constantly? Go to the police, let them handle it. Stop spreading false rumors and the dogs and stuff. And this was like, you believe your own lies. And this is.
Hold on a second.
Just you figure out what it is.
Hold on. You're in the blue and she's in the black and the white.
Yes.
And
so this is her. These is all recent. So this is like her where I keep ones like, please leave me alone. I don't have nothing for you. Well, until I get my dog papers. So, and then this is like just the whole week. And like, you have no secrets. Everyone know you're a loser. Like, this is her texting me. And I'm keep saying the dog papers, please leave me alone. Bitch, motherfucker. I'm sorry for saying that, but that's basically, you can see that
Tell me the
it's not
last text you sent you.
okay. You
Just
said the last text
the very last one. What day and time was it?
Is that a picture of
that she
Satan?
sent me.
Right.
More dog
This
pictures.
is 10:53 a.m.
On what
And then
day?
she was like, yeah, A's Baron.
Okay, but
Get
tell
a
me
job.
what's the date? I see the time.
Okay.
What date?
That date was whenever I blocked her. It was Tuesday.
This past Tuesday?
Yeah, this Tuesday
Carol.
at 10:00 this
Not
Tuesday.
happening.
So it's
I'll
this
take your
Tuesday.
$5.
Okay. All right, you can stop sharing your screen. All right, anything else, Ms. Thornton?
She can't
You're on
figure
mute,
out how
Ms.
to get
Thornton.
unmuted. Took that old lady for every cent she had, and she's
You're on
just
mute,
mad
Ms.
about it
Thornton.
now. She said he was a gigolo. You
Hello?
should know that.
Okay, anything else?
That first of all, he is lying. He has been a stalker, and he's convicted in Fayetteville, North Carolina, where he
Shout out.
from.
Anything, you sent him text on Tuesday. Anything else?
No, I did not send him a text on Tuesday.
Who are those text messages from?
1 month.
He has a text from about 3 or 4 weeks ago where my husband told him, not even 3 or 4 weeks ago, last month, where my husband told him to stop texting me, and that number, that particular number, belongs to my husband. He had that, to ask him
That
to show
poor
you
man.
that.
The text he just showed, who sent those?
My husband.
When?
Your poor,
When
poor
I don't
husband.
know when my husband's on the road he's a truck driver.
There is an
Anything
answer.
else at all?
Yes, ma'am. This man locked me in a bathroom and put a loaded gun to my head. This man, yes, there's a lot more. This man has traumatized me. I had to go. I spent
This happened, ma'am, because none of this is none of this is even in your petition.
Yes, it is. Yes, ma'am, it is.
No,
it's one of the. Ma'am, I put in there that he put a loaded gun to my head.
When?
This was in December. He locked me in the bathroom and put a gun to my head.
All right, Mr. Alfred, what do you got to say about that?
I just want this to go away. I don't have nothing else to say.
Who's
Like,
the text between you and her, or you and her husband?
the text is between me and her. If you call that number right now, it's her. I'm pretty sure, ma'am, her husband don't have nothing to do with this, or do not know what she's been doing or have going on.
No.
So
my husband knows everything about this man. My husband has talked to him on the telephone.
So can you call your? Can you call?
No, I'm not calling, not doing any of that. I tell you what, we'll just put this in place for 6 months. Y'all put your emails in the chat. We'll send you copies of it. Both of y'all leave each other alone.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Her husband's gone all the time, so that makes a lot of sense. My God. Pews, PPs. We got it all today. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I apologize if anyone was upset by what we just saw. But if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. We'd appreciate you doing that. That was crazy. Absolutely insane. Yeah, she got what she wanted from this kid. 10 years old, younger than her. I wasn't ready either, but you know what? That's why I record these and I don't watch them ahead of time so I can hang out with you guys and experience it just as you have. Poor husband. Poor cuck husband. All right, let's do some thanking, shall we? I gotta wait for the old monetary monorail to come back around. Don't forget, Florida Fridays happening in just about, I don't know, about about 30 minutes from now. Freaky Friday Express rolling in. Bigfoot, Pike Hunter, Rose, Michael, Lambo, baby. Double Lambo, baby. Gary, Flusha, Lance Johnson becoming a member. Thank you. Carol again, Flusha, Leather and Lash is doing it wild. Kev, Vinny, Camel Toe, Mayor, and Carol. That was it. I hope you've enjoyed today's show. If you didn't, I don't know what to tell you. But if you did, we're best friends, baby. You and me. Together. Till the end. Which is now. Till next time. Who loves you, baby?